Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody in the world today? So today is April 14, 2024, 9 a.m. local time. So this is um 6 6 p.m. Central Time. How is everybody in the world today? Hello, hello. So my goodness. So our topic for today is how important is how important are manners to every individual because oh my god, for those people who watched last my last live streaming, I was shocked. Oh my god. So I was so if you notice about my reaction that time, I'm so upset. But when I realized, oh, wait a minute, it's just like, GL is, kamusta? Hello, thank you for coming. So when I realized, I don't have to get upset on that kind of case that a person did that to my live streaming because it's first time. It's first time that I experienced that scenario, and I realized, okay, so if that's what you want, okay. So he gave me idea about that. So it's just like me and Frank talking about that. It's just like, oh, it's just like we make, we just laugh about that. We just laugh about person did that, on my live streaming. Because at first, it's just like it shows me that, you know, he disrespect my show at the same time, me as a host of that show. So it's uh insane. But Bruce, hello. Thank you for coming, Bruce. Good evening. Good evening to you, Bruce. Bros, if you want to join with me, just if you have spare time, you can you can click on that link because I already posted. Okay. So for those ones to for those ones to join with me, feel free. The link it's there. Okay. So be be nice to be nice to me because oh my goodness. So, well, the weather here in the Philippines, oh my God, now it's really hot.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, Bruce. Thank you for
Hello.
joining with me.
Yeah, you're welcome. How are you?
So, I'm good. The reason why are you familiar with my thumbnail? Because did you watch my last live streaming with Miss Money and Margie? Because that
Yeah, yeah, I watched some. Yeah, I did. Yep.
and the last video that I done, because I was shocked. I was shocked because there's a guy that doing some nasty thing, but I just because first time it happens to me, I was upset because one thing that comes on my mind that he disrespect my show, and he disrespect me. But when I realized, okay, if you want to, you do that on my show, okay, I have something that I prepared for the next time if somebody's doing that again.
Oh yeah.
So that's a crazy thing. So
Yeah. I don't.
uh
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Bruce. Is manners is matters to you when it comes to men or women when you especially when you met at first meeting.
Well, yeah. You should like. I don't know. You should always have manners. I think everybody should have that. Should have to be. You should always be. Uh, polite to people. I mean, it's it's something that should be taught. And if you're older and you don't have that, I mean, obviously it's not your fault. It's not my fault if they don't, but they should have.
Yeah, especially that especially it's okay because if you're friends sometimes you do some insane thing, but it's not really a big deal if you do that in your friends that um because your friend, your people surround, so they understand why you act like that. But if you do that in the first thing, first time that you see that person or first time that you meet that person, it's not really good to hang out, especially when you shown a bad manners to a person.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So just like men, when they're looking for a mate. So once your first experience with a woman that she has manners, so automatically you will turn off, right, Bruce?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean,
once
if she, you gotta have man. You gotta have. You can't act crazy. I mean, because like, what if the person that you're meeting, if you're like, you gotta like kind of build that up, like to that they know like who you are when you're joking, when you're not joking, or if you say something that's maybe out of line or something, because we see it all the time. People will just be in comments and they'll just be saying the craziest stuff, even though that we know that they're joking.
yeah,
The person, if you meet them at first, if you do that, is going to turn them off.
yeah, right. So it's just like sometimes when you do some joke, you have to use your common sense so that you will not offend or embarrass some people. And this is what I've noticed now, that common sense is no longer common sense.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I think people need to use it, but a lot of times they just don't. They choose not to.
Yeah. So how is the weather there in Oregon, Bruce?
I mean, it was sunny. It got like like it was warm. It's been warm, like warming up. It's nice for spring.
Yeah, because the spring, and then the after spring summer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so that's a good weather. But they said that in the West, once it's summer season, it's really hot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, there are a lot of places that get really, really, really hot. Yeah.
Oh, here in the Philippines, oh my God, well, for us it's really hot. It's really hot because the heat index here it's 38, 39. Some area outside Metro Manila it's just like 40 to 41.
Jeez. Yeah. That's really hot.
And now
Too
we have a drought season. We call that El Nino. So that's the
hot.
drought season. So it
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Everything's gonna
so
dry up.
mm-hmm. So The manners that I mentioned about, because there's so many things that, like I said, that there's a certain manners that we can, we there's etiquette manners that we need to apply for ourselves, especially dealing with people. Because once you lose your manners, and people will not respect you. So that's one thing, that manners is just like part of our, part of the personality of a person. Because if there's no manners, okay, you give a chance to, to other people not to respect you, especially the way you talk and the way you act.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it'll just turn people off if you don't have any. Uh, you'll lose friends, you know. And if you're looking for somebody, you'll probably lose them too because they're gonna probably think, well, I guess this person just, you know, he just doesn't have manners, and he makes a fool of himself, he or she, whoever.
Okay. Thank you for coming, Beagles and Steph. So don't forget, guys, to give me a thumbs up. So I just want to ask if if my video or my audio is good, because I can see that my connection starts to, the light, that's my sign that once the light, it's keep blinking blinking. So I
It's good.
gonna
It's good. It's good right now.
it's good,
Yeah.
Bruce. Because I'm just scared about that. Once I saw that the my Wi-Fi connection, the light, it's blinking blinking. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
god, I expect that, I expect that. Okay, thank you. So I have a question, because here's the thing that I'm gonna tackle this, because I experience, so when I do live, so I just put the link there, somebody click on that, and then all of a sudden, he just, I thought that he will join on my show, and all of a sudden, so it's my choice if I gonna enter that person on my studio. But the sad thing, he shown nasty things to me. Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, Bruce, example, I have a question for you. If that's happened to you, okay, you have your own show, and all of a sudden, there's a person that try to shown things, shown shown her uh private part on you. What is your, what is your action for that, or what is your comment
You gotta
about
kick
those
them out.
people? Okay.
You gotta kick them out. Actually, the first time years ago that I did a StreamYard, somebody did that to me, and they pulled their thing out on me, and it's nasty. It was awful. I just I don't know why people do this. Like I don't. It's just that's horrible behavior.
Yeah, because it's just like, okay, I don't really understand. I don't really understand. People doing that, especially me, because I've been doing this, the live streaming for over a year, and that's the first time I experienced. So my reaction was so, I'm really upset. But when I realized that, oh, wait a minute, this person is in out of his mind doing that. So, and then Frank told me that some women do that too. And
Yeah.
then he tried to cursing me about about the look, but I don't really care. I don't really care who's prettier or what. Okay, I don't care. So I care what you're doing on my show. So it's just like these people are doing this. They're, for me, oh, they must shame on themselves. They must shame on themselves
Like,
because
it's awful.
yeah.
I get it. I get it. Like no woman wants to see some other guy come up here and show his private parts. Nobody wants to see that. I didn't want to see that. Like it's like people think like it's like I don't know. Maybe they're trying to take your channel, trying to get your channel. Like I lost videos, all my videos and stuff, not once but twice because of people, reporting me. Like, so what happened is he comes up and does that. I kicked him off and blocked him. And then like he has a bunch of people report my channel. They see that it was on there, and so when I try to like dispute it, they said that I allowed him on, and it's just it's idiotic. But it's
Yeah.
disgusting. I get it. You're a woman, and who knows what these guys are thinking. Like I
Yeah, because
really don't want to know.
well, because here's the thing, Bruce. If YouTube will allow that, I let people knows that this crazy or this insane person doing this on the live, so that he will embarrass himself, doing that in front of
In
public.
front of everybody,
So
of
yeah.
in front of the women. Disgusting. You should have told the guy, why don't you go buy yourself a hooker or something? And like, I mean, what is the point of doing that?
Mm-hmm.
You're on video. Thank God it's
Yeah.
video and not real. But like, geez, I understand why you'd be upset, because like people just seem to just not care. And there's a lot, it seems like there's a lot of that. Like there's a lot of people that seem to uh they don't care. They want to go over there. They say, "Oh, I want to go over and retire." Next thing you know, they're in fights with somebody in a business, and then they're like, they don't think, they don't use their brain to think, "Oh, whoops, I just got into a fight. I just went and told everybody on my channel, and I have a baby coming." Like that's like these, like I think people don't care like about rules. They don't have manners. Nobody like that. If they're doing that to you or anybody, they have no manners. They have nothing. Uh, that's horrible behavior. And I don't know why they do it. Like it's pointless.
Yeah, because it's just like I agree what Frank comment, that the world is going crazy because of people manner. So it's not only
It's
not
true.
only not only in West, but all over the world, all over the world.
Hey Frank, how's it going, man? Hey to everybody in the chat. I
So
I
guys,
mean,
for
I don't
those
know. I don't know why anybody is. I don't know why somebody decided to do that to you, but you got to remember where you're at.
yeah. So it's just like Bruce, when I realized that at first, I just if the YouTube allow that kind, because I just want also, I'm just also give lesson, to those, to those people doing that, try to ruin, people's show, because they never, okay, some, it's that part of their, it's part of their income. So once you go there and try to ruin, you fuck up the income of that person that
Yeah,
feed
that's right.
their family.
Well, here's a suggestion: is if you don't know who they are, tell them to show their face because you're the only one that can see them. Nobody else because you're the host. Tell them to
Yeah.
show their face. If they don't show their face, don't bring them on.
Yeah. That's why,
And
you
you know
know,
what? It's sad, but that's the way it's got to be.
so every time, I think he did that, 3 times. But when I click, so I don't allow him. Yeah, I don't allow him. I don't allow him. So but they never think that, okay, they never think that, these people doing good, to make hustle, and to feed their family, and then here you go, just go there and try to fuck up the source of income of this person. So I don't understand. So one thing that comes in my mind, that this person is, he's crazy, or maybe he was high of smoking weeds, or taking acid, or what.
Maybe he was.
Yeah, because Bruce, if you're in your state of mind, you don't do that. Especially like I mentioned that, you have to think this is a business. Okay.
Oh,
Well.
and that's what I'm saying. See, you got, and it is okay. It is. That's what you're doing. That's a business. All right. It's what you're doing to make money, and people are trying to wreck that. And again, like I said, I don't know why people say, "Hey, I want to retire over there," and
Mm-hmm.
then they don't want to follow rules. They want to act up. They want to get themselves, get themselves in trouble. It doesn't apply to me. It doesn't apply to me. Then they go into businesses and they cause havoc. Now it's the person's business, just like it's yours. Okay, and it's sad, but you, I know it pissed you off. You have got to move forward, and like I said, from now on, if you don't know who they are, make sure they either show their face or they're not coming on because you don't want this stuff to happen. It happened to me twice,
Mm-hmm.
2 times.
Okay, so let me welcome first Bruce, TPG. Hello, TPG. Are you there?
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good day to everyone in the world right now. Good morning, host and co host. Thank you for having me here on your live
Actually,
stream.
Likewise, TPG. Will you please show on
actually,
your face, just quick?
I just woke up, so I kinda.
Okay, okay, okay. Later. So when, okay. Oh, you just woke up.
Yeah.
Okay. So how is your weekend, TPG?
Oh, I came out from a party last night. It's
Oh
on the
yeah.
both 18th
Mm-hmm.
birthday. So I'm just woke up late right now. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry guys. I haven't prepared to show my face in front of the camera right now. So maybe I just gonna hide myself and
Yeah.
kinda have my own voice with you.
Okay. It's okay. I understand. So, TPG, my topic for today is all about manners. So, what can you say about those people that they don't really have the manners, especially dealing with people that they don't even know that person, because a lot of Filipino, well, I'm not saying all, but some Filipino, they just really uh they just based on the personality, but there's difference about that i- if you know the person, so you can able to tell the person if this person has a manners or attitude.
Yeah.
So what?
Uh, Yeah, for me, it happens before. Actually, it happens already quite a few times already. So the first thing when it happens is about I doing live stream, and then I put down the link in the StreamYard in the comment section, and then someone just came up, really, showing his nakedness in front of the camera. I was so shocked about it because it's my first time. I ended the live immediately because it's prohibited in the YouTube to do that. So I ended it immediately. I'm so nervous about it. That's my first time. So it's like I'm thinking, oh my god, my channel gonna terminate already because it's against the rule. So what I did, I end up it already. And then I do YouTube editing in the YouTube editor. I edit that kind of part, so I cut it, and then I cut it. After I cut it, I posted it on YouTube. I didn't delete it because I kind of need watch hour that time. So all I do is I cut that version, and it's okay already. So my nervousness is really high, really high for me because it's my
Mhm.
first time to see that in the live in the live community. So what I did after that is I'm not gonna drop any link on my chat box. So what I did is I dropped it on someone's private messaging. So I dropped it there. And someone told me that if you're going to invite someone over the live chat, you can just make sure that you show them first their face, and you know the person. So okay, I already learned from that. A second time I remember is when everybody in live chat talking about things I don't like to talk about my live chat. So they're talking about sizes of the penis, intimate uh, doings in bed. So I don't have comfortable talkings about that. So I said I'm gonna quiet about this, but I'm gonna end my live stream if you guys continue to do that because it's not really comfortable for the host to do that. It's like you are disrespecting the host. So what I do, I don't make patol, but I just end the live stream. That's what I
Okay.
do.
So I thought that well, I already talked some of the bloggers if they experience it, because you know what, Chi, it first time it happens to me, but I was not nervous on that, like you feel that it happened to you. I was not, but I was so upset. I was so upset. That's why my comment there, but my husband tried to stop me that don't, because this person is is not important. It's not important. So leave that, fuck that person, forget it him. Okay. So there's a lot of there's a lot. So I, not only you experience that, in some other bloggers too, and I don't understand why they keep doing this. So that's that's crazy. Okay, let me okay, Poots, thank you for coming, Poots. Well, Poots knows this about last week. So my god, once I it's easy for me to to lose my temper about that, because it's just like, wait, I deserve, I deserve respect. I'm not I'm not doing this for the sake of people that looking for their looking for their thing. No, I'm
Yeah.
not. So it's just like, whew, it's just like
If you own the
and
show, If you own the show and you own the channel, don't let anyone disrespect you. I won't let that.
Well, it's just like, yeah, I agree what you said, Tipechi. But it's just like, okay, I understand your side, because there's some people that they cannot really take the grain joke, okay? But it's okay, it's okay to do some green joke, but it's not really what do you call that, too much, too much grain joke, because like I said, that sometimes we do some crazy thing, like a nonsense thing, but it's just like to make fun, but don't bring that in the whole show, okay? Don't bring that in the whole show, because that's
Yeah, yeah,
like, I
Right.
agree that
yeah. I
that's
agree.
disrespect to the host. And we sometimes it's given,
Mm.
every one of us do some nonsense thing, but like I said, that don't bring it that the whole show, that
The
all
whole,
thing, because
yeah, yeah. You can talk
especially.
it, you can
Okay, go
talk
ahead.
about it about just few minutes, but not the whole. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the,
agree.
the whole show. And I do, I do also that nonsense, but it's just like, to make fun, but I just maintain, the subject that I'll start
Yeah, the topic.
talk. Yeah, the topic. So you don't have, because I don't like also, because every time I go on the show, I prepare myself so that I can give some opinion. I can share my opinion to those people who watch on the live chat, and people can learn also us, not only for making fun, but making fun at the same time. People can watch on your show, can learn, and you can share knowledge to them.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
So let
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
welcome to
So I
Henry.
understand. Miss Tate, I understand why like you get upset, like because it does. I understand that it bothered you, and nobody should do that to you. Nobody should do that to anybody at all. It's wrong, but and you've been out here long enough that you've allowed people to just come on, and you've been good and kind to everybody, and some idiot decided he wanted to come out here and show the world his little wiener, and I'm sorry that happened. It's disgusting. It isn't just about like women. I had it done twice to me, like I said. All right, and it's like I don't want to see that, and I know you ladies don't want to see that. It's disrespectful to the host. It's disrespectful to your people, and your people in your chat don't want to see that stuff. And I think it's horrible that we have to deal with stuff like this all the time. We have to check, let me see your face, because otherwise if we don't, they're going to come in and then they're going to pull that crap, like they did porn, and then like they did, like on mine they did like gay porn, and then they did like some guy like doing that, and I just like, dude, like what are you doing? Like disgusting. So all you can do is just get rid of or do what Cheese said. You can give your friends that want to come on, you can send them a message with a link, and they can come on that way, if you don't trust people.
Yeah, and then one thing that that's happened. Oh my God, it's just like, how can I cannot see his face, but I can recognize him, but I cannot recognize if it's Black American, Nigerian, or Jamaican, because he has a dark skin. But the only thing that I can see from his face, it won't shown, okay, just from neck, and then from down showing his his banana or eggplant or talong. So it's just like, I want to see his face, but I can't see. But and then the second time, He's shown his face, but there's a hood that I can't really recognize. So it's just like, okay. So if
Okay,
you're you
well,
know if you
if it's two Filipinas that are really beautiful and they're doing that, I'll let it roll. I'll lose my channel, whatever. But if it's guys doing this to you guys, they have no business doing that. I'll lose my channel over a couple of beautiful Filipinas, whatever. I don't care. But and obviously, I'm joking here. Okay, I'm joking. I'm not going to let anybody come on and do that kind of. It doesn't matter what it is. It's wrong. They don't have respect for you. This guy didn't have respect for you. Period. And the people that did that to Chi, shame on those people that do that. All right, you trying to build your channels up. You're trying to earn money, and these people want to come in here and act like, oh, it's okay that I just pull out my penis and show it to the world and disrespect the host because it's wrong. It's disgusting. You wouldn't do that to
Yeah.
your mother, so don't do it to these ladies or anybody else.
Yeah, right. Because like I said, Bruce, that some of the bloggers, this is part of their source of income. So if you're gonna ruin he or she shows it, you really ruin his family, because this is the source of feeding their family. So it's just like, oh my god. So it's just like, he's showing me, oh come on.
Well, I hope
Your
that you
size.
blocked him, Miss Tate. I
Yeah.
hope that you blocked that person because you know what? I mean, it's just unacceptable. And for one, like I don't know where these people think and get the idea that they see a pretty lady like or something that they you know that she has a topic that they want to talk about and maybe she has friends up there, and to go up there and to do that, I mean, is just shameful because why do you want to do that to somebody? You're married, and I don't know about
Yeah.
she if she's got a boyfriend or she's married, it doesn't matter. But the point is, um, you just got to block these kind of clowns because they don't deserve to be on your channel. All right, you're a nice lady and you're a good person. Frank's a good guy, and you just can't let these people get you where you're so angry. Now I get it. It pissed you off because some clown came up here and did that. But you move them along, you get rid of them, you block them so they can't be on StreamYard and they can't be in your chat. I mean, they could watch, but you block them because
Well,
anybody
yeah.
that does that to anybody, you women or anybody that does that, you got no morals, and people like you need to be locked up in a mental hospital.
So it's just like, that's why I mentioned that, that person did that on my show. He's mentally ill.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Chris.
And
So,
yeah, and they don't know what you sacrifice in order for you to get monetized or in order for you to get your channel set up. They don't know
mhm.
about editing and stuff like that. And then, and one blink of the eye, they will destroy your career over YouTube. No, no, you won't let that happen.
Yeah, because it's just like they think that doing this on the live streaming, or posting a video on YouTube, it's easy. No, you have to do some editing, because there's a certain rules and regulation of YouTube that you cannot uh
Right.
disobey, or else
Right.
you're gonna demonetize. So there's a
Yeah.
certain things that you're very careful. So it's just
Yes.
like it's crazy, it's crazy. And then they don't really understand, like I can feel that you're nervous,
Yeah.
the trauma that they gonna bring to a person that they victimize.
I think this kind of person doing that stuff is really having mental illness.
I
Yeah,
agree, I
that's it,
agree.
she. That's it because or they're just somebody that just wants to be somebody that doesn't like somebody. So that's what happened to me. I didn't even know who this guy was. He just like, I don't like you. And when I allowed him to come up, I'm like, what's your problem? So what did he do instead of coming up and talking? He did that. And again, there's people out there that are gonna do whatever. They don't care about rules. They don't care about nothing. And I don't know what it is. I don't know the reason. I don't know why, but it's wrong and it's horrible for anybody. You just don't disrespect women. You don't disrespect people's channels. They allow you, especially like Miss Tate, she allows anybody on to pull that. That's just, that destroys everything. That could ruin a show because one person.
Okay, so let me read this from Henry Norcross. There's a guidelines for YouTube that everyone must follow. Yeah, precisely, Henry. But some those people, but they don't. Okay, so let me read this from Frank. It just shown that he never gets any. Yeah. Well, it's just like for me, it's like he's trying, to what do you call that? Invade me about his size. Oh my god, his size is nothing for.
Ah,
so so I don't need that. I'm not interested the size he has, but I'm good with the size of my husband. So he's crazy.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it's messed up. Miss Tate, it's and again, it's not your fault. You just you try to be good and let people on, and then obviously one slips through the cracks. And the thing is, a lot of these guys, like I've noticed, and like their behavior, they want to go over again. Like I said earlier, they want to go over and retire, but they're wanting to go over there, and they don't think like the laws or rules apply to them, and it makes absolute no sense. Like you're a guest, okay? If you want to live there, fine, live there. But you still, wherever you live, America, there, wherever, they have laws and they have rules, and there's reasons for that. Because if we didn't have laws and we didn't have rules, people would. I mean, who knows what would happen?
Yeah, right, Bruce. Okay, let me read this from Henry. They think they can do whatever they want in knowing that they are doing wrong. I agree. Okay, Tipid. So I have a question for you. What is your,
okay.
when it comes to men, what men's manner that you really turn on?
Yeah, I really turn on men that respect woman, and if they value woman, whatever the woman's personality is, they attract to it, and then they value it. So I really turn on respect and value.
Hey, Chi,
Okay.
let me ask you a question. Miss Tate asked me this. Okay, so what if it doesn't have to be like a boyfriend? What if it's just somebody meeting you that is meeting you for the first time? That's a friend, or maybe it's somebody that you like to be with. What's your impression like if they don't have manners? Then what do you do?
I will get out of the situation.
You see right
If you
there.
don't
That's
have
a perfect
manners and you
example.
don't respect me, eventually
Right.
I will get out.
No, I mean like morals. If they don't, well, obviously, yeah, that has morals. You have that does come with respecting you or anybody. But yeah, you see that that's a perfect example. So when you guys go over there, if you don't respect or you don't have any morals and you don't treat them nice and kind, because we all know that's been around. Men and women will both treat you kindly. They all do it. But if you don't, you just hurt her. That's a Filipino thing. I'll just leave. I'll leave. I won't. You'll never see me again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you better think before you you know want to be rude or disgusting towards these people because they're gonna, and they'll tell people, don't
Mm-hmm.
talk to that guy. Don't talk to him. He's a bad porner.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because there's no chance to hang out with these guys because from the start, it already shows the reason why you don't you don't have to hang out with this man. Because it's just like for me important also a person like this is for those men, okay, for those men, particularly western men. Filipino, we don't really looking for you a good looking guy. We're looking for a man that value us and respect us. That's
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah. Yeah.
the most important Filipina really turn on. It
Mm.
doesn't matter if you're if you're 60s or what, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're slim or you're big or
Yeah,
your height or
yeah,
you're small,
or you
whatever the
or you're
size you have.
yeah. It really matters to us that how you give value us and respect us. That's the bottom line that we're really torn on. So, well, some women, they just hang out because they see something on this man that they can benefit. But for those women that really want to find a good person, that it might be end up their husband or boyfriend. That's the two things that we really turn on, value us and respect us.
I mean, that goes for anybody. Do you want friends? It isn't just having a partner. All right, that's part of it. If you want one, yeah, you have to do as these ladies have said. That goes for
Hmm.
anybody. But if you want friends too, you got to respect them. You got to respect their wishes, their boundaries, and if you don't, then you ain't gonna have friends. Yeah, all it's gonna do is turn off people, and they're just not gonna talk to you. And that's hurtful. But you know what? People got to do what they got to do. They're not going to hang around somebody that is going to be a disrespectful jerk all the time. Period. Respect, be kind to them, and they'll be kind back to you.
Yeah, that's the best thing that a person can do is respect. Okay, so let me read this from Frank. These people need to be nice on the channels that will read what you say without you having to make a donation to the channels. Yeah. So they have no, they have no space. And everybody's show that, doing that, and they don't give donation. Okay, so let me read from Puts on Boots. Damn. I thought it's a cause I was. Well, Puts, don't worry about that. Money, look at you. You're the most handsome cat in the whole world. Okay? There are only fans channels for fools like him. Yeah. Yeah, because, for me, it's just like I treat person how they treated me. As simple as that. Okay? If you're nice to me, I will be nicer to you.
I mean, there's a reason why I mean, you and Frank are married because
Yeah.
there's going to always be good, there's going to be bad, but you guys are grown adults and you guys will always get through it and you'll talk about it. And Frank knows more than anything as a man, that
Yeah.
you got to treat your lady like, you got to be respectful. He knows that. There ain't nothing that none of us can tell him or tell Puts or anybody that's in a relationship that's married. They understand that if if guys want that, then maybe if they give you some good advice and say, hey, this is what you need to do, then try to put it. You don't have to do everything that they do, but if you just be kind, you show the love and the respect, and you cherish these women, they'll love you. If you like garbage, well, you already know the answer. They're not going to be with you, and they'll be gone in minutes.
Yeah, that's right. So it's just like, what, guys, when unless that, I just contact some people that, wants to go to my show. Now, it's just like, I don't know, is this trauma that when I saw the guest thing on my stream that, once there's, there's a read, it, it's suddenly goes on my mind. Oh my God, here we go again. Who is this? Is this the one that things like that? Okay, so I just,
I
I'm not.
I think that's not trauma. It's just you wanting to be safe. You wanting to be, safe in your channel like that. So you're
Well,
being more careful.
yeah, it's just like, no, this is, when I before, when I saw something, I feel happy and I feel comfortable, but now I have to pause for a while and think, oh, because I have to think somebody's that I invite. And first came from in my mind that, oh, it might be this person, so I just I'm just aware of. Hi, Seven Ways. Hello. Did someone mention drama? No, there's no drama here. There's no drama. Anyway, Seven Ways, we just talking about, the last live stream that, there's a man try to ruin my show
He's
and
not. He's
my.
not a man. He's not a man, Miss Tate. He's not a man. He's a sicko. He's not a man that did that stuff to you.
Okay.
He is a pervert. He's a pervert. He's not a man.
He tried to destroy my channel, and I work hard for this channel to be monetized. Okay, so we don't really want, people, we're not tolerated that kind of action. Okay, it was grown boy. Definitely not a man. Okay, a toddler. I think he's toddler. So that's, well, Frank is very, he's very relaxed, that he's the one to advise me that, okay, hold on, don't show your, your madness. But cuz it's first time. So it's just like, my reaction, so I'm get really upset on that because, one thing that comes in my mind that, he don't respect my show and me as a woman, because I'm not doing that. So why this, this toddler uh did that to me? So I'm not deserve that kind of.
No, you don't. You don't.
Okay. Oh yeah, please give me thumbs up for that. Okay, don't tell everyone my secrets now.
So I mean, it's the same thing. Like, if I want to be friends with you or Chi, and Frank and Foots and everybody in the chat, you guys
Okay.
deserve respect. You guys deserve respect. Um, you know, if you're nice to people, you're going to get it back. If you're not, you're not going to have any friends. You're not going to have anybody that will ever maybe not like you in the future. And that's just, and that's sad that people act this way. But we know, as YouTube people that's been on for a long time, that we've got crazy people out there, and
Yeah.
nobody deserves this. You don't deserve this. She or anybody deserves anybody. You could just ruin somebody. Like, you could ruin somebody's day or night when somebody comes up and pulls that stuff. It's disgusting. You should never do that.
Yeah, because for me, I love talking with, with people, particularly men, because men, they're very, very logical. So I really love to listen about the how men talk. I want that. Then you know then women, but some women, they have a logical reason, but some women, they're more into drama. Okay, so I'm not really into the drama thing. So it's really shock me that this crazy
Are
toddler.
you gonna be on for a little bit? Can you? I can come back in a couple minutes. I got a message. I don't want to.
Okay, okay, bros, no problem, take your time.
So I'll
So
be back.
tipid.
Thanks.
Oh, sure. So tipid chi, you like also that talking with men, that they're smart, they, because like I said, that men, they're more on logical things. So I really love to hear what men talking, what men's opinion, because I really want to learn from them. So are you the same way?
Yes, I am. If I'm looking into a relationship, I want someone to be smarter than me because I want something to learn from them. I want them to teach me something I don't learn. So I want someone smarter than me.
Yeah, because hi, hello, Bob, thank you for coming, Bob. So it's just
Hi,
like,
shout out to the Bob. Yeah.
so it's okay, guys are catching a hard time in South America because they don't know how to respect people. Yeah, that's the sad part, Frank. I hope that people must use their common sense. So I don't really want to tell this the world that people now, that the common sense is no longer common sense. So try to be try to educate yourself, that don't use your common sense in a good way, because now that some people, they don't use their common sense in a in a smart way. So that's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there. Well, Chi, I'm not I'm not putting down some women, whether Western women, Asian women, because
Mm-hmm.
some women, they're not really into the feelings or emotion. But
Mm-hmm.
majority of women, they're very into the emotion or feeling. So it's just like
Yeah,
that's
yeah, the
that
emotion.
create a lot of drama. So
Yeah.
I don't really hang out with women that full of drama, because
Mm-hmm.
it's I can't stand with that. So telling about their personal, well, we have our own personal life, but too much drama, it really brings me headache. So how about you? You really into that, like to listening of people's you know drama, or their dramatic story.
Not really into that kind of dramatic stories, but if that person needing advice from me, then I will listen. But if that person feeling dramas, that nonsense, no, no, I should change the topic, and let it go.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I love listening people if they have a problem. If they have a problem, I love to listen. I love to listen. And then sometimes I love to listen about their story, and there's a certain things that I can give advice. Okay, I can give advice, but listening the drama, oh my god. So I'm just not interested about the drama.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand.
Ginger tea, cheers, everyone having a drink. Oh, you drinking salabat? Puts that salabat. We call that salabat. Well, ginger tea is good, but you have to be careful about drinking too much of ginger tea because um you might your blood pressure, you might lower your blood pressure. I'll try to tell guys to come to Asia and no one is being drugged and robbed here. Nice, I got ice cider, ice cider. Well, I'm just finished drinking my hot tea with milk. I love that. Sometimes, because if it's especially, I eat a lot on the dinner time, and then when I woke up, I feel still full, so I just drink, hot tea with milk. So that's the reason why I mentioned about this. So for those people that that doing that in other, not only my show, not only for for shows, everyone shows, especially for those for those immature immature, don't do that, don't do that to us, because we work hard for this. And you think that it's easy to build up a YouTube channel. No, it's not. There's a lot of hard work. And of course, doing this is, we also spend time, research, do
Yeah, yeah.
things that we can able to share our knowledge to everyone.
Hmm.
And don't come up in our show that you start row in our
Yeah.
show and you give us nervous.
Hmm. Yeah, and don't come
Alam mo,
to the
Che, parang
show.
I really want, to make mura, on my show, but,
Yeah, but
I try to stop that because, I feel that, I'm not deserved that. I'm not deserved that, I'm so furious about that. So once I'm upset, it especially when I'm not doing bad, in these people. Oh, it's hard for me, to let go my but my husband always always advised me that
you have to stay
control my
calm.
temper. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, Bob, that's the link.
Maybe you can drop the link so that Kuya Bob can come up here.
Yeah, I
Guys,
already.
if you have question, you can drop your question down below for the host
Yeah,
or
so
anyone
for
in
the
panel.
yeah, they can ask question from me and also my co-host also. So it's just like, oh my god, gee, first time, so it's just like first time. So
It's
now,
your first
if
time that
because
happens to you.
yeah, because now we never know this moron people coming in your show that trying to do that again. So now if something happened, that I'm prepared now, Che. I'm
Hmm.
prepared.
Yeah, yeah. You learn how to handle it the next time
Yeah.
they will come up to you.
So I just, if they do that, I let them feel that, that they gonna regret why they do that on my show.
They will think that you are now wiser, bolder, and more,
So that's, and I don't know. So just like I said that, there's, this is okay. Let me read this for a while. Put StreamYard option requires guests to log in, so their YouTube account is known and blockable.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
we already know that now puts. But before I didn't know that.
yeah.
Early my YouTube journey, I don't know that. But after what
Same
happened
with
to me,
me.
I searched everything how I can handle the situation.
Yeah, that's why, puts when I after the show and I talked to Manny, and then she gave me the settings, how to do that on the StreamYard so that I can uh locate, who the account. So I did that on the StreamYard. So, but first, I have no idea about that, it's just like, wow. So next time, if somebody, I know how to block them, or how to get their uh account. So you know, and I never expect that, because I never expect that, because I don't do, I don't show flash on my video. And well, it's just like, there's some crazy people. Yeah, they're nuts. Okay, guys. So for those who wants to ask question, just type your question and send it to us. Cause me, to be honest with you, when I do this live streaming, I do some research also. I'm not sitting here just just do, yeah, do something that I just want to share some my knowledge and my it's some information that I can share, for those people watching the live, live chat. But I don't sit here, to talk somebody's life, or making drama. Oh yeah, yeah, that's well, I watched some of the live stream, I went there, and then somebody's, they drunk, and they end up, the other guests go on the show, Bob. They just arguing because they drunk. So the opinion of this person is not, they're not agree on that. So that's the start that they turn over the show by arguing about the stuff that they don't agree. Wako psycho. So you
Yeah,
do,
Kuya Bob,
yeah,
you
they,
can come up here. The link is I think on the top. You can drop again, host, if you.
okay, hold on. How is the weather there in Mindanao, Chick? Okay, there you go, Bob.
Right now, the weather is so hot. It's summertime. It's kinda, if you go outside, you're gonna be sweating. Even if you have umbrella, you bring your protection, you will end up sweating. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can stay in longer with the sunlight and the heat.
yeah. Last Friday morning we do earthquake drilling here in my building, and then we went outside, to how to operate, how to open, the fire extinguisher. Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's so hot.
Uh,
It's really, it's really fry my face on the. It's really hot.
yeah, Puts, apology accepted. You're not the only one sending apology to me after that happened. So there's a private message also that they ask apology for that. because I already, I already told you that I'm not comfortable on talking that kind of matter in my life. But do you guys continue to talk about it? So I'm sorry if I ended that live stream. But yeah, I apology accepted. No, no hurt feelings. Yeah, let's be move on for that, and let's be.
Yeah, because I understand you. I understand you, TPG, that you're not used of that. But like me, I'm okay that I can deal with that. I can deal with that. But it's just like each of us, they have their own perspective. What subject or what topic what's don't don't. That's a person who never grown up, has learned respect for everyone. I got carried away. I carried away. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Put.
It's like you guys are just having fun, but sometimes you have also to deal with the feelings of the host. Are the hosts
Yeah.
comfortable with that, talking like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. I understand your side. Like I said, that you're not used of that. You're not used of that kind of the kind of topic that. Well, anyway, it's just like uh every person has their own
Yeah,
perspective, the subject that they want to talk. So
yeah.
yeah, the good thing that you warned us to do.
Mm. Yeah, and for the example also, I see also doesn't want to talk about politics and religion in her channel. So like that, we have our own set of things about what we are going to tackle in our live stream.
Yeah, it's just like when it comes to when it comes to politics, you cannot really open that unless that you have knowledge when it comes to run politics, because it's just like it's if you're gonna talk that just only your opinion is not really advisable for that. Religion is not, because there's so many people that you're gonna what do you call that, uh affect on that issue.
Kuya Bob is asking for the link. I don't know how to, drop the link here. Maybe you're the one only can drop it.
Mm, okay, hold on. Hi, Tommy's. Thank you for coming, Tommy's. Okay, okay, I'll give you a range for that. Oh, Tommy loves, karaoke. Hold on. Yeah, that's, puts, that's very near to us. I do that, I do that. So the airport here is very near. We just go on the eighth floor. Okay, Bob, if you want to join with us, the link it's here. I already posted. Yeah, it's just like, puts when you wait, because the airplane. So, well, when they land on the right side of the airport, you can see the first tall building. That's my place.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, Sir Bob. Good
All right.
good evening. Yeah, good evening na, di ba?
Mm, yeah. Yeah. Drama on the chats and stuff. Just like,
But you know what, Bob? I
hello,
have, this is not drama, Bob, that
Boots.
I'm
No,
going to I'm
I know
going
you're not.
to share with you.
Mm,
Last live streaming, I was so a bit nervous, and at the same time I'm so upset because on my live streaming, I post the link, and there's somebody there, lick on and then showing his dick to me. Oh my god, so I was so mad at Bob. So mad. First time it happens to me, Bob.
hello, Frank. Hello, Frank. Hey,
So
can I pose a question to your husband, Frank? Is it okay?
okay, okay, go ahead.
All right, Frank, you're an American. You're already living there. We'll be there in about 5 years. Uh, Okay, now I see some other channels that are expats who are living in the Philippines. You want to talk about freaking insanity, drama, stupidity, Frank, what can you give me any advice of what kind of expats to stay away from?
Oh, you have to get in, Frank. Because you can't really stand, to typing. So you
Oh,
have
okay.
to get in. You have to get in, Frank, so that they can hear you, and so you can link on you can click on the link, Frank. Oh my God, Bob. I'm so, you know, it's just like I don't deserve this. There's the mixed feeling, the nervous, and then I'm mad. My God.
mm, yeah, puts on boots. That's a good response. Just the ones in Dumaguete and Angeles City. Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank God I'm not going to go to either one of them. That's not where our home is. Thank God. But yeah,
Well, there's so many places. There's so many places there. Not only Angeles and Dumaguete. There's so many places that
so many places.
you can live peacefully.
Darling, there's 7,000 islands to choose from.
Yeah.
And these guys want to live among each other. And it's like, why?
But you know what, Bob? I understand. There's a lot of Western people go to Dumaguete because that's the cheapest place.
Oh,
Especially for those living on the Social Security pension.
yeah.
That's the cheapest place that they can able to live.
That's part of it, huh?
Yeah, Dumaguete.
I do have some experience with expats when we're over there because I've been going to the Philippines for 20 years. Some are really awesome. Really, they don't want nothing. They're Europeans, Americans, Koreans, awesome people. But some, just a few, they want to put their hands in your pocket. They, "Hey, come on, let's invest in a restaurant with me and things like that." I'm like, Motherfucker, I don't even know you. You think I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
hand you a
oh
big
no,
lump of cash? Are you out of your mind?
no, it's not. It's not easy. So don't fall for that bait.
I know better. But I recall one American when I was in Makati City, and he was able to maintain for a little while. I was at a sidewalk cafe. This was before I met my wife. The girlfriend was off getting food and groceries or whatever, and I got my glass of iced tea, an English newspaper, and I'm reading a newspaper, having a glass of iced tea. So this guy, American guy, sits next to me, and at first he was able to maintain his, but pretty soon the insanity started popping out all over the place. Oh my god! Next thing you know, the dude is a secret agent hunting a secret web of spies from Thailand to the Philippines, and I'm moving in on them, and I'm like, yeah, somebody needs their meds. Yeah, that's some of the experiences that I've had. Wacko. Oh Lord. What he really wanted is he was some kind of a deadbeat, and he really wanted me to buy him a dinner or lunch or something. Like, no, dude. Um, no, you know, uh, no.
Well,
I'm
it's
not
just
gonna.
like especially here in the Philippines, but there's a lot of cases of scam. So
Yeah,
for me, it's not. For those people watching right now on the live chat. Oh, don't fall for that. Kind of
yeah,
proposal, or
hmm
business business proposal,
yeah.
because that's that's red flag. Red
Okay.
flag.
I will tell you, and I've Seven Ways over there knows me in Maria's chat for quite a while.
Yeah.
The expats that I generally will stay away from. No offense, Australians. Please don't be offended. This is my own experience. As soon as an Australian asks me where I'm from, if I say I'm Canadian, not a problem. If I say I'm an American, look out. Oh, your country's all effed up, and you people are so screwed up and dumb and stupid and all, and they don't stop. And I mean, they keep going like that. It's like they've been brainwashed since they were children that Americans are filthy, imbecilic individuals. I've run into that time after time after time. And my family knows that my brother-in-law is English. And as soon as I hear an Australian accent in a restaurant or a bar or someplace like that, I leave. I just get up and leave. I'm not going to put up with it. I won't put up with it because they want to pick. Well, they want to pick a fight with me. Why? Because I'm an American, and that's all it really comes down to.
Okay, there
Hey,
you
Frank.
go.
There we go.
There we
There's a
go.
man with some experience behind him right there. Hello, Frank. Yeah,
Okay. Can everybody hear me?
you're good.
Okay. So I speak when I'm in the malls to everyone,
Hmm.
okay, that I see that is a foreigner. Okay. I'll even stop and talk and ask people where they from and stuff like that.
Done that too.
But other than that, I really don't mess around with expats.
Yeah.
I talk to a few online and stuff like that. Like I'll talk with Calvin, Sunshine's Shoulders. I'll talk with Geechee Lions and stuff
Hmm.
like that. We do that over the internet. If somebody tells me that a expat is having a problem, and I have no problem donating to help to get them back to the United States or something like that if they're in trouble and on. But other than that, man, I just mind my own business.
Yeah.
That's the best way not to get into any trouble when you're in a foreign country.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. That's my wife and my family over in Davao are very protective of me, you know,
Mm,
especially my wife. She says, "Hun, the best place for you when we're at home is out of sight. Don't do gardening up by the front fence by the sidewalk. Go hang out in the back." And I've had some experiences where it's like, you know, uh, yeah, I'm a foreigner, but guess what? I ain't rich.
yeah,
Sorry, man. I ain't rich, you know. Uh,
but
yeah.
the thing is, everybody tells me, okay, that you have more problems out of expats than you will out of Filipinos.
I can
Okay,
believe
and
that.
Filipinos have been very nice to me.
I can believe that.
Okay,
Mhm.
very nice. I mean, I was in a motorcycle accident, and the Filipinos came, picked up my motorcycle, helped me up, asked me was I all right, dusted me off. Had a guy that towed me in the motorcycle to a place to get it fixed so I could get it running
Mhm.
and stuff. So the Filipinos are very nice, but it's just that like they say, the expats are the ones that you really need to kind of stay away from unless you really know them.
Yeah, I agree. I know when I go there for the last time and stay, I am not going to be on a working visa.
Mm.
I will not enter into any kind of business of any kind with anybody because that can get you deported. That can get you kicked right out of the country just that fast, you know. Yeah. Stay away from that. I know that, but man.
Yeah, that's one thing. I'm not trying to work while I'm here. I don't need to, you know.
Yeah,
So, I'm not really worried about making money or anything like that.
same here.
Um, I may be trying to set things up um, so that my wife might be able to make some money or whatever
Yep.
like that. But me,
Mhm.
I wash my hands. I'm retired. I'm not about to end up with headaches and stuff like that. After 30
Yeah.
years at the IRS,
Uh-oh,
okay,
tip it.
having all of these cases and stuff that I had to work with and dealing with lawyers and going into federal court
Uh-huh.
and nah,
Uh-huh. I know.
no work for me.
Yeah, that's my wife's first career was she was a civil engineer, roads, bridges, all that. And she was talking about maybe starting a company um, to do that, small jobs like leveling land for a house, building small private roads, and I said, well, you can do that if you want. That's fine. But I am not going to show my face anywhere near any work site. I am not picking up a damn shovel. I am done working, you know. If I work, I'm going to work on my own house. That's it, you know.
Well, just like I can work on aircraft.
Mhm.
I also have an associate's degree in automotive technology. I can work on cars. I could
Yeah.
build a car,
Yeah.
okay?
Mhm.
But I just don't want to do any work. I'll work on my own stuff,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Yep, same here.
I
I'm
had to buy
hoping.
tools when I came here. I've
Mhm.
got a whole set of tools at home.
Yeah.
I got
I
everything that I need to be able to do everything automotive at home. And so, but when I came here, I had no tools and I felt empty. without tools. So I had
Same
to
here.
buy a few tools here.
I sent a bunch of tools over in Balak Bayan boxes. I've got a bunch of
Mm,
tools because I'm the same way. I need to have tools. Well, hon, you can buy them when they're down there, but I already have it. Why don't I need to go buy more? Once you're a mechanic, you're always a mechanic. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like being a doctor. It's just like being a doctor.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Because that's just like in the apartment building that I live in back in Chicago. When
Mm-hmm.
I come down to the parking garage, because it's under the building, and I have two cars and two motorcycles down there.
Yeah.
And if I see someone and their car won't start or something like that, I'll always go over and ask them, "Do you have a problem?" And then I help them, and they'll want to try to pay me and stuff like that. And I tell them, "Oh no, we're neighbors. We have to
Yeah.
look out for each other."
Mm-hmm.
Just like one guy had a C-Class Mercedes, and I was down checking the air in the tires of all of my vehicles, and then I saw his left side front tire was flat.
Okay.
So I got my air compressor and went over and put air in his tire. So I did that. The air seemed to have stayed in there. So I put the compressor up, went back upstairs. So when the guy came down, because he knew his tire was flat,
Oh, what a shock.
and he was
Yeah.
like, he said he was scratching his head trying to figure out, was I drunk last night
I
or
like
what?
that. I like that.
And so he went up and talked to the doorman, and the doorman told him, "Mr. Tate put air in your tire."
Right on.
You
Right
not, you
on.
wasn't drunk. You wasn't
Hmm.
that drunk.
Yeah. I'm going to do that. I will follow your advice, Frank. Keep to yourself, be pleasant, but keep to yourself. Yeah. Oh, my God. Mm.
But you know what, Frank? You cannot do that here in the Philippines because some they understand that you have a good Samaritan, but some people they don't think that way because they might think, oh, what you're doing to my car, you did something wrong. If something happened to your car, their car, and all of a sudden they show you that putting something that they gonna blame you from that.
True.
So
I've heard stories like that. Yeah.
my advice, you can do that in the States because they really appreciate that from you, but
Well,
here no.
that, that's the thing though. Everybody in the building knows that I'm a mechanic.
Yeah. I recall one Christmas when we were in my brother-in-law's barangay in the family's house, and somebody from the barangay came and said, "I need help." They were setting up Christmas decorations. So as soon as I hear someone, I need help, I'm going. I mean, it just was a reaction. I need help. I stood up and I followed with them, and I was hammer and nail making decorations, and my brother-in-law sent one of his friends to come get me. Bob, get back, get out of that, get out of there, come on back, come on. So I go to my brother-in-law, and my sister, my wife arrived a little later. What's the worry? And the wife goes, "Hun, you just don't know how it is here yet. Because if something happens, they're going to blame you." Oh, I didn't know
You
that.
know.
She goes, "I've seen things like this happen. If something falls down and somebody gets hurt, it's your fault." You know,
Mm-hmm.
I said, "You're kidding me. All I was trying to do was help." No, no, you don't know how it works here. So Okay, lesson learned. And my brother-in-law told me the same thing. He goes, "Bro, stay at the house. Stay here." Okay.
Yeah, it's just like it happens to us here, bro. That we have a neighbor here. I enjoy dealing with the kids, and I give them, I give them, chocolate. I give them food, but it's just like, the the grandparents look that in a bad way. So they're not, they're not begging food from me. I'm the one who gave that because I enjoy, I enjoy playing with the kid. But
Yeah. Uh-huh.
they
I hear
just,
you.
misinterpret about that. So that's why, when I saw Frank that, oh, when he go upstairs on the parking area and try to clean the motorcycle, and he saw that some of the car is so dusty. And then, he said that, oh, can I you he's thinking, can I wash this? And then I told him, no, don't touch that. Don't
Hmm.
touch that. So
Yeah. There's so many things to learn over there that are so different than our country.
Okay, well, I can't
So,
hardly hear you.
so different. You know? Yeah, like Seven Ways over there said, very true, Bob. Our sense of morals does not apply over there. You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
you have to learn a whole new set of morals that are 1,000 years old, and little subtle shit that can get you into trouble. You know, God, yeah.
And that's the thing. We as neighbors, we usually in the states,
Hmm.
you help your neighbors,
Yes, you do. Yeah.
and no one thinks anything of it.
No.
If you're cutting your grass and your neighbor has a small lawn and his grass needs cutting, you may
Yeah.
go over and cut his grass for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not? I got my stuff out already. Let me do this for him, and
Hmm.
they'll do the same thing for you.
Yeah.
But here, I see it's different.
Yeah. The most recent example of something that I didn't even think of. Okay. Well, my health is not great. And in the morning, I'm not able to go out with the family. So I stayed home quite a bit. But at night, I mean, be honest with you, I got to be next to a bathroom in the morning, period. Just put it to you that way. But at night, I can go out with the family. So one night we went to a bar and they had live bands. My brother in law is a retired bouncer. So he reserved us a corner, a VIP area just for us because he knew that I'm probably going to get loud. And I did. Now, okay, and I'm up there just because it was fine. They finally had some heavy metal, man, and I'm up there just instead of like, oh, my heart is so broken, then they went to and I'm like, fuck yeah, man, right, and I'm having the best time of my life, and I get up to go pee, and my wife grabs me and pulls me back. She goes, no, don't go over there, don't go over there. Now, what I learned was Filipinos will punch you in the back of the head because you're too loud.
Oh,
And she's verifying it. Yeah, but that's what we got a heavy metal band. Come on, man. No, don't go over there. So my brother-in-law and a bouncer had to escort me to the men's room and escort me back. I was like, really? I'm going to get beat up because I'm having a good time. Yes, son, that's how it works here. I was like, what? Just leave me home, man. If I hear some head banging, rocking music, I'm gonna react. That's a that's the newest one I learned. Even though it's a live band setting and there's 200 people in there, you cannot get loud. You have to be very quiet. So,
when
what?
if I want to go out and have drinks, okay,
Yeah.
the best place to go is the hotels.
True. Hmm. They have guards there. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What
Yeah.
what
And so
goes?
we can go sit down, have a nice time, get some mixed drinks,
Hmm.
and sit down and talk and stuff like that, and everything is just nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's certain places that you can go to, and I learned that from Filipino friends to go to the hotels, go to the peninsula,
Yeah.
go to Discovery Suites or Discovery Shores if you're in Boracay or whatever. But those are the places that they usually would go to when they would go
Okay.
to take me out and stuff. So
I'll remember that.
that's what we do.
Hmm. I'll remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, because especially now there's a bar here. There's so many bars here, like particular in Ermita area, Bob. You have to
Oh
be
yeah.
careful because once
Mm.
the person inside the bar is drunk, they're very sensitive. They're very sensitive.
Yeah.
So you cannot stare them, but once you suddenly stare them, they take that as a insult, or as
Hmm.
you provoke it. I provoke them. So
Yeah.
it's not. I think that's. Are you familiar, Bob? That there's a W. Uh, what the guy Frank that was shot and killed in Cebu with the Filipino rapper.
I heard
I,
something about that. Mm.
Yeah, that's why there's somebody asked me that I'm into the going to the bar. No, I'm not, because especially if with your husband. No, it's not, because going to the bar, it's catching, it's easy for you to get trouble. You don't want to get trouble, but people there, they want to get trouble on you. So you have,
Yeah.
I I
Hmm.
agree with Frank.
Yeah.
If you want to have the cocktail drinks, go to the hotel, or
Yeah.
like.
Hmm. The
Okay.
same bar, the same night. I'm there with my British brother-in-law and his wife. And in order for us to go have a cigarette, we got to go past the bathroom and go out and around the corner, because you can pee on the sidewalk in Davao, but you can't light a cigarette. No joke. That's a fact. That is a fact. You can go piss against a wall, but don't light a cigarette, because that's against the law in Davao City. Okay. So
Yeah.
Gary smokes, and so do I. So we'd have to get up, go through the bar, go past the men's room, and go out in this little dank freaking cave like nastiness, and go light up a cigarette. Gary
Wow.
and I are standing there talking, and out comes we have a relatives. He's in the Philippine Army. He's our bodyguard. He's armed. Okay. And he comes out there and stands next to my brother-in-law, and he goes, "Don't worry, Uncle Gary, I will protect you." And I look at him, and I looked at Gary, and I said, "What's that all about?" You know. Well, I found out later that Gary, going to the men's room, and Gary's an alcoholic. He bumped into some Filipino guy, and that's all it took, was just brush against some guy, and the guy wanted to knock the hell out of him because he's a foreigner, and he touched me. But our relative standing there, and he's got a 45, and he took his dog tags out of his shirt and hung them in front of his shirt. So that's a message to the Filipinos. I'm a soldier. I have the right of life and death over you. Don't touch my Uncle Gary. I was like, some little slight thing like that. Even though I guess Gary bumped into him and he said, "I'm sorry, excuse me." In the States, that's enough. But over there,
mm.
oh no, oh no, I'm gonna fight you. What? I think I'll stay home.
No,
I
I've only had one problem out of a Filipino since I've been here, and we were at the store, and there was a cart in the line. Okay, nobody was there. The people that were getting their groceries checked out, they were almost through. So we moved the cart back, put our cart up, and started putting the stuff on the little table for the woman to ring it up. And an older gentleman comes back and he wants to try to grab the cart and on from Lily, and I had to grab the cart back and let him know, dude, you got out of line.
yeah,
We moved up. Now you just have to wait. And he
yeah,
wanted to get loud and say no. And then when the guard came over, I told the guard what was going on. And then the guy wanted to say, well, they're not even senior citizens and all. And then I got the senior citizen card. So
look at the gray hair.
that knocked that out. And also then a cashier from another line came and got the guy and told him to come over
Oh,
to her
good.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, because the thing that made me say something was being that he started yelling at Lily.
That's not
He
done
didn't
with us
say anything
Americans.
to me. He
Yeah.
started yelling at her. And automatically, I'm going to defend my wife.
You know it. That's how we Americans are. We won't put up with that shit, you know.
Yeah.
I I've been to the grocery store many times. And have you ever had them where they push their cart in front of you, and cut right in line? Have you ever had them do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And leave their cart when
Yeah.
they get through. They'll just leave it right there in the line
Uh-huh.
and won't take it out.
You know, I've had it happen to me several times. If they're an older person, go ahead. But I had a lady who was much younger than me try to get in. You know what I did? I'm the asshole American. I spun around and I put one foot on her cart and I said, the line ends back there. And I pushed it. Go to the end of the line. Well, Filipinos looked at me like I'm some kind of an asshole, but that's just how we are. You know,
Yeah.
nobody's threatened to punch me or anything, but no, she's younger than me. You do not cut in front of me. Go to the end of the line. It's right back there. Go on. When I pushed her cart away from mine. Man, that is
Mm-hmm.
some of the rudest shit I have ever seen. If you do that here in the States, you're going to be picking your teeth up. Someone
Yeah.
will kick your ass right now. Just that quick, That's just how Americans are.
But
We won't.
you gotta remember where you are. America.
Okay, Bruce, have you been here in the Philippines, Bruce?
Yes. And just like Bob, just like Frank had,
Yeah.
the line thing, uh, people getting upset and angry and having to have a guard come over and tell you, get in the back of the line. You know what I mean? Like, and, having to say, apologize for misunderstanding. And it said, don't happen again or you'll be out of here. And that's exactly what the guy said. And that was that.
Yep. But as I looked around the supermarket when this has happened to me more than once, they always want to get in front of the foreigner, not the other Filipinos.
Right. Yep. That's right, Bob. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. That's just some of the complaint stuff, that I've run into. But yeah, I tell you what, Frank, I'm going to follow your lead. I'll be polite and cordial, but I'm not getting involved with the foreigners over there, especially the foreigners. I'm going to stay to ourselves.
Just if you do get with one, get ones that you know that you talk to all the time on YouTube, not just some idiots that are
Yeah, some
wanting to
guy.
get you in trouble or something.
I
But
agree.
you're right.
Yeah, some guy on the street. I don't know you, Jack. I'm not going to help you buy a car, dude. Shove off. You know.
Bob, I had a guy come up to me and want to
one of
talk
the
like that.
easier things is those of us who are online. It's easy to be friends with them
Yeah.
when they come here.
Yeah.
Okay, but those that you don't know, beware.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Beware of the dog.
Mm-hmm. And
If you
watch
don't
out for
know him,
them.
you don't talk to him.
No, watch out for the women. Oh my God, man! Wow.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with American women here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
I
even
haven't.
speak. I don't
Yeah.
even speak.
Don't speak them. Don't look at them. I've only seen maybe 3 or 4 foreign women overseas. That's it. You know, I've seen a lot more in Korea than I have in the Philippines, but I stay away from them. I stay way away from them.
Hmm. Well, that's like I have spoke to, and this was like when I was in Hong Kong. I ran into some Germans, and being that I speak a little Dutch, I got
Mm-hmm.
into a conversation with them, and but American women, no.
No, no.
No.
Do you remember that old song from the '70s, Frank? Dun dun da 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 dun da dun. American woman, stay away from me. Oh, dude, sometimes I got a good stereo system here. There are days when I'll
Look at the
start my
who,
morning. Yeah, yeah, or the Guess Who. The Guess
the
Who.
guess, yeah.
Yeah, there are some mornings here, Frank. I'm in my garage and I'll kick that door open and I've got some killer speakers and I will put that on full blast. American
That's a good
woman,
old song. Yep.
stay
That's a good
away
old song.
You
Yep.
know
from
what, Bob?
me.
You know what, Bob? That's a good theme song for Passport Brothers.
It is. That should be
Yeah.
your guys' national
Lenny,
anthem, or mine too. Fuck, I've found someplace better.
yeah, Lenny Kravitz did a
Yeah,
remake
he
of
did it.
that.
Yep, he did. He did. Hmm. I,
So,
just between us guys, I got a neighbor over here. She's a boozer, and she has been hitting on me since we moved in here. She's constantly drunk. I know what you're doing, American woman. I know what you're doing, and it ain't freaking working. Because she knows I'm married. She knows, but it doesn't seem to matter to her. I think what she wants to do is put a wedge in there and split us up. And I know the
Oh, good.
game. I know exactly what you're doing. You know.
You're
And
Oh.
exactly right, Bob.
once you get here, okay,
Hmm.
and you run into them, they do not like seeing us with Filipinos.
I know that I've been so mistreated on the job and in public because I've got an Asian wife. The American women look at that like she's not a real wife. This is not a legitimate marriage. He's a
Yeah,
slave owner. He's got his little slave girl. Bitch,
yeah.
one more word. I've been told that at Boeing by the Americans. Oh, you got your little slave girl. Would you
They're
like to
just
meet my?
jealous.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, man, my wife's a mom of 2 children. She's like a little younger than me. She's still got a banging little body, and they hate that.
Well, that's been the whole thing online about passport brothers, especially with black women. Okay, trying to make
Uh huh. I've
insults
seen
and
some of
stuff
that.
like
Oh,
that. to
Uh,
Asian women
oh
and
my God.
women from
Uh-huh.
Thailand
Yep.
and
Mm-hmm. I've seen the Filipina P. She has quite a few response videos from TikTok and others. Oh, get your dusty ass out of here. We don't want you anyway. You know, all this stuff. Like, God, what hateful people, man. Need some holy water
oh,
thrown on your ass, you know. Cast that demon
and,
out of you,
and
you beast.
and now they are walking around asking, "Where are all of the good men?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Where are
We're
they?
gone."
Uh huh. Had enough. And we just kept smiling until the day we got on the airplane and we never came back. Bye. I mean, I'm sure you gentlemen will agree with me, you both American men, that you go over to the Philippines and the women there are freaking hot, man. They're gorgeous. And and so that would be like me eating a pack of hot dogs and turning down a steak. Like, it ain't gonna happen. I'm not coming back to the women here. I ain't doing it. I got it good. You know.
But you
I
know
want some
what's
hot
so
dog,
great?
man. I want that. I
The,
want some
the great
seafood.
thing is, it's
Hmm.
not that they're so hot, it's that they're so nice.
Yes, and it's genuine. It's real
Yeah,
love and compassion. You know
they
that.
Well,
act, they are ladies.
let's not go
Like,
too
And,
far
and
with
that's
all
what
women now,
American
Bob.
women don't get. They've lost how to be a lady.
yeah, I agree. That's why Filipina nurses are so sought after around the world because they will give you medical treatment, be a patient advocate for you, and she'll treat you with respect and compassion. You know, that's why around the world, nurses, Filipino nurses, we want them. We want them, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are highly sought after.
they are. Yeah. Oh, I ran into an incident the other day because my wife had to take part of the day off because I needed an eye exam. I was going to get those drops in my eyes, so she gave me a ride to the eye doctors.
Mm,
And so, you know, great, great optometrist office. I mean, beautiful place. People were awesome. And we walked in to get a look ahead at some of the frames. And guess who's sitting down at the table behind me? A man hating white lady. I didn't say a word to her. I had nothing to do with her, but my wife's standing right next to me. And there was like two panels of men's glasses. That's it, two panels, and 6 or 8 panels for women's glasses. And I was looking at the women's glasses, and one of the employees said, "Sir, the men's glasses are over here." And I went, "Oh, okay, only two panels." And I was saying to my wife, who was right there, I said, "Ain't that how it is, hon? You know, like when I go to get a clean shirt for a date, and they only got 3 shirts to choose from, and the rest of the store is set up for women. And guess who, angry beast behind me says, 'Stop complaining.'" And I didn't even turn around and look. And I said, "No, I will not stop. And you know it's true." And I kept, what do you think of you? What do you think of these, Doc? Hon, what do you think? Okay. Story's almost done. I just like, I am not going to feed into your bullshit. I will not stop complaining because you do not dictate to me what to do. So, okay, get through that. And then finally, the staff says, "Okay, the doctor will be in just a minute." All right. Guess who walks in? About a 35-year-old extra triple hot Filipina doctor. Oh my freaking God, man. She was smoking hot, man. And I started talking to her in Tagalog.
And you
And she
started
just
feeling
like,
better, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And she goes, "How do you know that, sir?" And I said, "Asawa ko, Filipina babae." Oh my god, and she was from Manila. Her parents immigrated to Canada, then she married an American guy and came to the US.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. Well-rounded woman, absolutely in shape, fit, you know. Oh my god, what a treat. Oh, my favorite flavor.
Well, hey, Bob,
so Bruce, have you had any problems with the American women trying to tell you what to do?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I got yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't even want to ever meet another one.
I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't want
It's
nothing
terrible
to
because
do with
like
them.
you know it's like they put judgment on people that only with what like in their country what they believe what they do. Frank, Bob, you guys are married, how they treat you, and
Yeah,
what they do
yeah,
for you. A good one will always have your back,
always.
and they'll never leave you. And that's the
Yeah,
thing. That's why they say no. There's no divorce. They will never leave you. Now, there might be things and times. Yes, they do leave and separate. That's but you guys know what I mean. But
I
when you
do.
get somebody here telling you that you can't do this or can't do that, and it just gets old.
Yeah,
Like you're not doing anything wrong. You're going out to go hang out with your friends, or you're gonna go somewhere and do something. Oh, I bet you're gonna go out and do something. No, you can't go. Like I'm going, whether you
yeah.
like it or not.
I heard that my
And then they
first.
get mad at
Oh
you.
yeah,
What happens? Then they're like, you know what? I'm getting rid of you. I'm done with you. I'm gonna take you to the cleaners. I'm gonna take your money. Filipino women, good ones, don't do that. They treat their men
hmm
good and they respect them.
yeah. I agree. I know. I can speak for my own little wife. No matter what happens, I know she will still be next to me, no matter what happens. She will always be on my side, no matter what happens. And we've been through a lot, you know. Ugh. And they're
So it's just
small,
like,
and they're
Bob,
brown with a
that
cute little accent and that long feminine hair. Oh, yummy.
Damn, Bob, you sound like you're ready to eat your wife.
Did that already today. Oh, yep. Okay. Oh, but hon, I'm
And
tired. I'm
it's
not.
her hand.
My wife
She
came
didn't
home from
buy it
work.
at the store.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Wife comes home
obviously
from
there's a
work
reason.
today. Wife come home from work today, and she goes, "Oh, but hon, I'm tired. I'm not. Get up, get upstairs." Okay. That's one thing I got to say about those Filipinos. It's like I want it. All right, let's go. Come on.
Bob, I have a question for you, Bob. Is that necessary to have a visa with for those Western men? Is that necessary to their Filipina wife to have a visa in the United States?
To get here, yeah. Yeah, for the Filipina, yeah. Like my wife and her two children were on a K1 visa, yeah, fiance visa. Yeah, it's just the same as the Philippines. You can stay for like 30 days as a visitor, but if you want to stay longer, you've got to get a visa. So
No, what I mean is that for what is your advice? Is that necessary for those for those Western men married to a Filipina that their wife has a visa going to the States, or it's better to stay here in the Philippines than going to the United States?
yeah, if she comes to the U.S., she has to have a visa of some kind. She has to, because you guys can't get a tourist visa. You guys cannot come and visit and then go back. You can't.
Yeah.
It came down to an agreement like over 100 years ago, like the visa agreement of 1900 or some shit like that. 1900, 1909, somewhere like that, where each country set up visa requirements, and you know, but she cannot come to the US on just her passport only. No, they'll turn her around at the airport, and you can't you can't.
So, okay, so for, for you and Frank, what is your advice? What is your advice for those, for those Western men married to a Filipina that they want to visit in the United States with their wife? Are you the type of person that you let in and go to your country, or just stay in the Philippines because it's safer there, and is not as as what Filipino think when it comes to United States. So what is the advice that you're gonna give for those couple that planning to go to United States?
Well, in my case, the wife, she just graduated medical school, and she wanted to come to the US and work because example is my niece is a registered nurse in the Philippines. She's making $10 a day as a registered nurse. If when my niece comes here as a registered nurse, she's going to be making freaking bank. So, I mean, but I I guess it's all situational, I suppose. I think it's just all situational. Like Frank here, he wanted to go there and stay there and be there with his wife. That's situational. Because when I married my wife, we were still both of us still raising kids. So we were not ready to retire and leave yet. So yeah, that's I think it's all just situational, you know.
So how about you, Frank? What is your advice? Can you hear me?
You asking me?
Mhm. Yeah.
Of
Mhm.
course. You
Come
can
on.
give,
Look,
advice.
we have applied for her to get a visa to visit the United States twice, and
Uh-huh.
she got turned down. Okay.
Really?
Yes, this stuff needs to stop. Something
Yeah, it
needs to
does.
be done about this where you can't even question. Okay. She can't even question the
Yeah.
person that interviews her on why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Then they don't want to even talk to me. I can't even go in.
Right. Right.
This
I
doesn't
hear
make
you.
any sense.
It doesn't.
She's coming to the United States. We want to go for a vacation. We
Mhm.
don't want to live in the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I still have a place there. Okay. But I'm living here and all. But
Why
they
would you want to
think
go
that
back, Frank?
everybody is trying to sneak into the United States like the United States is so great.
Mhm.
And it's not.
Yeah. There are some real faults here. Real faults.
Frank, Frank, you're comfortable. You're comfortable there, right? Right now, you've been there a long time now, right? So if you're comfortable
Yeah,
and you're
5 years.
used to this to where you're at, why would you want to go back? Is it because Mrs. Tate wants to go? Is that would that be the reason or?
No, it's not the reason that I really want to go, Bruce. It's just like we have things like personal financial business that we need to take care both. But more
No.
than that, I don't. I don't really want to go to the United States, especially now that I can see on the TV that what's going on different states. There's a mass shooting, there's a rally, and every state they have their own rules that you're gonna burn out when you think about that. So I'm not really interested before. Okay, because just when I saw on TV, oh, this is this is United States. That time that I was not married, I'm very enthusiasm to go to the United States, but my mindset changed. My mindset changed, especially that when I go to this is twice that I was turned down by the U.S. Embassy. I feel that, oh my God, this is, I think maybe there's a reason. I don't know. I want to figure it out. But
Mm.
it's just like they said, do your legal documents, be honest. I'm be honest. I answer all the question, but it's just like, it's easy for them, to turn down. And then they just tell me, okay, apply again and again. So it's just like I really want to question why. And then you know what, Bob?
Yeah.
I'm not arguing. I'm just questioning why I'm not qualified because all the
Let me cut in
documents
for a
that they
second,
have.
sweetheart.
Mhm.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I have money in the United States. I have land in the United States. Okay. And I want to get my wife's name put on stuff this mine. Money that I have in the bank there. I want my wife's name put on it. She needs to be there to
Yeah.
put a signature on
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
and all. So that's why we need to go to the United States. I do
Hey,
not want
I
to
understand.
do the thing to get her a green card and all of that kind of stuff because we don't want to live there. But
No, I
there
understand.
should
I
be nothing
understand,
wrong
Frank.
with us
Like, I get
wanting
it.
to take a vacation to the United States.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
if they feel that something is wrong, why is it I can't put up a cash bond or something to say that, okay, if we overstay, you get to keep this money? So you tell me how much it is. You want me to put up 5,000, 10,000, $20,000 to prove that we're gonna go and come back? But see, that's the thing. Being that they don't talk to the husbands, they will only talk to the
Oh,
wife.
to the wife. Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not all about me going to the States. It's all about also with my husband. It's just like I don't understand why they don't allow Frank because it's Frank responsibility if I'm go with him in the United States, right?
Right.
And then
Yeah.
this is the sad part that I feel. Wait, I'm not arguing with the consulate. I'm just asked in a polite way because I know I have manners also to be polite with the consulate officer. I'm not asking to argue with the consulate, but when I ask why, because I already answered your question. All the documents that I gave to you is, it's in, in the requirements. And then, you know what, Bob, Bruce, that, Consulate told me he has no time to argue with me.
That's
I'm not arguing with her. I want to ask why. I'm not. I'm not, like I said that I have there to question her why, but in a polite way. I have manners also
How
that,
else can you straighten out the situation if there's something wrong if they won't
right.
tell
yeah.
you
Yeah.
why?
Yeah. There's no way you can tell unless they tell you. That's ridiculous. That's nuts, man.
And then, one thing that, okay, American people, they have the right to go to the American soil without appointment, right? If they are
Yeah.
in distress, they don't have to go to under, appointment because their life is in distress. So why they not allow Frank? Because he's, he has the right to go inside the embassy because he's American,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
don't allow him. So I think that they must change that kind of rules, because any American might get in trouble here if that the system is just like, okay, you cannot go inside the embassy without set a appointment. But they don't have to do that to American people. Every American has the right to go on the American soil.
Yeah.
We Filipino, we're not. Okay, we're not. I know that. But for Americans, so that's,
They say you have to have an appointment
yeah.
to
I
go
feel
into the
bad about
embassy.
that. I feel
Okay.
bad
What
about
if
that
you don't
because,
have a computer? What if you don't have a computer to be able to set up an appointment? What are you
That's
supposed to
that.
do?
That's
And
but
you're an
again,
American and you can't
that's how
go into the
everything
embassy
works.
to talk to anybody?
I mean, you might be able to, might be able to call. Um, and again, I bring this up here, man. Like when I talk, okay, like okay, I've got a perfect example. You've got elderly people that do not know how to use our phones that we have, okay, or a computer or whatever it is. So the store goes, you have to download our app Safeway. Okay, you have to download our app. Now, there was a bus driver that I knew for about 20 years. Okay, he drove up and down, and I still remember when I was growing, as a teenager, I used to take the bus. He was the driver, and when he retired, he had a flip phone, and so the lady's like, well, do you have our app and this that? He's like, I don't even know how to use that. So at time I had a phone. I said, listen, I said, you know, um, if you want, I can, I'll let you use, my phone. They can put my number in. It only helps me. It's not helping him. It'll help him with his price. So I mentioned to this lady and one of their high managers, I said, you know what? What about these people that don't have smartphones? What about this? You guys don't want to do, you don't want to help and you don't want to do a couple extra minutes of work to give them the price that they're supposed to get. These people don't know how to do it. What do we do? And you know what? They say call and complain to the big guy, to the people, the owners. No, you're a manager. I'm asking you a question. You need to answer. All right, because this is disrespecting, and you're basically saying screw the elderly person here. And I did say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got kicked out for a while. You're damn right I did. I don't care. This is the
so yeah, it's
problem.
just like,
You have to
yeah, it's
you either have to call or you have to go online. They are turning everything, Lily, to online everything in the next 15 years. If you do not have something that you can use online, you're gonna be out of luck. I'm sorry. That's what's going on here.
yeah, for me, when I experienced that I'm talking with the consulate in a polite way, and then she told me that I arguing with her. Oh my God, it's just like, if it's not in a personal business, I'm not 100%. I'm not interested to go
Oh.
to the United
Hmm.
States. I'm good. I'm good with her.
Yeah.
I'm good. So the only thing that we have business, personal business that we need to take care of. But it's just like, oh my God, even I'm here, I'm still here in my country. I feel discriminated. I feel so.
Well,
Mm.
and there's a lot of other people that feel the same way, I'm sure.
Try
Okay.
being a man in the workplace in the United States.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
want to sound.
I was gonna bring up try to be a man or woman that's black, and I'm not
Yep.
putting because I love all people. When
Hmm.
somebody says, "Oh well, why would you say anything like black?" and I'm sitting there going, "I'm not racist. I've got a girlfriend here that's Asian." Do you really think? Do you really think that I hate people? Like, come on, use your head. That like they don't use that. But what do we do, Bob? What do we do? What do we do? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to her. I wish I had a good answer. I could help her out
Leave.
with and Frank out. I don't know.
Yeah, I just keep your head down until you can get out of there. Now,
Just yeah,
it's
pray about it, Lily. You want me to pray for you? I'll pray for you.
yeah, that's a good thing to do. Really, just pray for guidance and wisdom. You know, yeah,
And I don't want to sound like a bigot, but now they letting all of these Venezuelans, okay, coming to the United States. They sending them up to Chicago, okay, and they putting them in black neighborhoods. But I can't get my wife to come for a visit.
yeah,
I,
yeah. WTF, man. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it's just like, oh my God, it's
uh,
just like, uh, when I hear that about, the consulate itself. Oh my God.
yeah.
So I'm not.
I think
I'm
I
not
think
arguing with her.
I think the best thing foreigners can do who are legit, okay, come to the U.S., work your ass off, get the money, and then get the hell out of here. That's what I'm doing. I worked every damn day for 30 years, man. Got the money. I got my Boeing pension. Soon I'll get my Social Security, and I'm out of here. And that's exactly what my wife's doing.
Hey
When
Lily,
she's
do you got any kids? Do you and Frank have kids together there?
No, we don't.
Well, maybe you should adopt a Filipino woman. If you can't get there, maybe Frank can get somewhere that's maybe that's a daughter, and maybe Frank can get her to get over there with him. Because if they're not going to let you sign, maybe the embassy will let her go with Frank, and then Frank can hand it to her, and then obviously, then that would be you guys's. I get what Frank's doing. Frank wants you to make sure that you live the rest of your life good, and he's
yeah.
trying to do something uh, respectful here and genuine, and it's tough.
Mm. In our situation, Frank and Lil, before we leave, we are selling everything. Everything. It's going to be sold. It's going to be donated. It's going to be
Same here, Bob.
given,
Same here,
and then
Bob. I'm
there,
done.
and we,
I'm done. I'm
and
tired.
yeah, and then leave. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Whatever
and that's what
property.
I didn't do.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You're trying to fix it, but you might have to wind up going there by yourself. But maybe you just go there and sell it all off and get the hell out of there, Frank. You know? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that would be one of the best
That
things you
might
could
be the
do.
best thing, Frank. If
Hmm.
she can't get in, I don't. Again, yeah, that that might be just the best thing. Just get your money and bring it with you. Sell whatever
Yeah,
you want
bring
to sell. Get rid of your house. Get that
yeah.
money and bring it.
America is turning into a shithole country. Hey, I hate to use Donald
I know
Trump's
what you mean.
words,
Hmm. Yeah, but
but
you're right. Yeah, he
America is
was.
the one that's turning into a shithole
Yeah,
country.
just to any word to the wise, anyone who comes in legitimately, who's skilled, come here, work your ass off, and get out. I know so many Filipinos that I worked with at Boeing who did just exactly that. They worked for Boeing, they took the money, and they went back home and retire in the Philippines.
Yeah,
I took their advice. Bob, if you're going to be married to a Filipina, get a house over there, have it ready, work your ass off, take your pension and your Social Security, and get out. And
What do you think George
Filipinos, one
Washington would have done, Bob?
after another, did just that.
Hey,
Sell
Bob.
everything.
Bob? What would George Washington do? You think he would have left too?
George Washington?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I
Think
mean,
he
I
would have
do
took all
love
the
this.
gold with him and said bye bye?
Well, maybe, but I do love the
Start having a
United
boat.
States. I'm an honorably discharged veteran.
Yeah.
There was a time in the 80s when I put on a uniform and I said, go ahead, send me into the front line, kill me, because I want to protect my mom and dad and my brothers and sisters because they're not able to.
Yes, sir.
But
Yeah, it's
now,
just like okay.
like that thing that's in the Oval Office right now, I ain't taking a bullet for that motherfucker. Uh uh-uh. uh. No, I ain't taking a bullet for him. No.
And I volunteered during the time period that the Vietnam War was going on. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't drafted. I volunteered.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep. My
when
dad did the
they
same thing.
wasn't having the all volunteer army.
Yeah.
Okay, and then end up putting in time working for the U.S. Treasury Department. Okay, and that's why it ticks me off so much to be treated this way at the embassy after being a federal officer for all of that time, and then I
Yeah.
get treated like a piece of shit at the embassy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for those American, if you have something you want to ask about what in what's going on in the states, you can't because they just only allow you to have appointment, like filing your visa or something that on social security. I think they cut off the social security thing, Frank, right? So if you're gonna go in the U.S. embassy, that say you have to go to online sit appointment, but they don't. There's no category there. The only category that they will allow for sit appointment is the visa. So if you have something to complain about, the system, you can't.
Um,
Here's the thing that I wanted, Bob. I wanted to know the employee number of the
Oh
person.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you can't make a complaint if you don't know the employee number.
Yeah.
You see, and then if they won't let you talk to anybody, then you can't get the employee number to be able to make a complaint.
Yeah.
And I know this being that I was a federal officer, anybody that works for the federal government, okay, if you ask for their employee number, they have to give it to you.
Yeah.
Just like when you ask the police for his badge number, he has to
Mm-hmm.
give it to
Give
you.
it to you. Yeah.
Right. And they have to do the same thing. Okay. All federal employees, they have ID number. They don't have to give you their name, but they do have to give you that employee number.
Yeah. I had a
And that's
number
for
at Boeing.
everybody to know that
Yeah.
whenever you ask anybody that works for the federal government their employee number, they have to give it to you by law.
I had a number at Boeing. It was almost
Everybody has an employee number.
uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's the employee number, because once you file a complaint, you cannot really generalize people working there. So you have
Yeah.
give so that they will address that. They will address that if there's something that they
They,
need to correct with that officer. So you cannot, but
they don't want you to be able to complain.
Bingo.
yeah.
And I know Boeing is similar to government. If you do not have the name, the time, the date, and the location of the complaint that you're going to file, they're going to throw that off their desk and you're out. That's a
Mm-hmm.
you have to have all your facts in a row. And if they're reading the complaint letter that you sent in, and if it doesn't contain all of those, uh, out you go.
well,
Next.
I do want to say that because I had to go back and get another passport, and I was in line with a mother, her daughter that was 20, that's been all over the world, and her son that was 17. And I'm gonna say that I know I have been critical of the mail because of how it is. And I'm sorry that I felt, but I'm going to tell you, this guy not only helped these people, we both parties had to come back the next day. Okay, mine was I was just in a hurry and I forgot to bring the thing to pay up there, so I just came back. He dealt with us, but I'll tell you something. It actually felt like somebody gave a damn about you and cared and actually took us in front of other people when people's slots times were coming in, because mine was on the 11th just like theirs was, but because I forgot pay, I had to wait. He said, you just come back at 8:30 and we'll get this thing all done, and it was just like that. And I'll tell you that there's a lot of people out there. I know the mother was frustrated, but what can you do if you don't have an appointment? Usually they just say, well, sorry, too bad about your luck. At least this gentleman that helped us, he was kind, he was courteous, and as far as I'm concerned, the guy deserves a raise because he took his time and his patience with each and every one of us. And I have been critical. And I'm sorry, that's how it is around here. It's bad when my stuff gets taken all the way into Portland, and or if I order coffee for my coffee pot, the little K cups, all of a sudden it gets shipped to Maryland and then back here to where I'm at here in Oregon. My medication, it got shipped somehow. It got shipped all the way to North Carolina. How is this possible? But when I look at stuff that just happened the other day, I have to look at the good things and say, you know what? There's going to be these hard times. We just have to figure a plan and figure whatever we can do. And again,
Yeah.
it's online. Everything's going online, Lily. It's just what it is.
Excuse me for a second. I've got to work on my volume. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for coming, Jerry. Thank you for the likes, and thank you so much, Icy, for your share the live streaming.
Yeah, if you excuse me for a moment, I'm going to get a coffee warm up. I'll be right back.
All
Sure.
right.
Yeah, that's why we need we people, we need to unite, and things that need to be changed, because like oh my god, it's just like it's easy for them to tell me that okay, you can reapply again. So what if your partner need medical attention, so you keep applying, and then they keep rejecting you or denied you, so and there's no assurance, and there's no assurance that money back. That's crazy. Bruce.
I I mean, I've actually heard people. There was something that popped up on my feed, where an elderly guy, uh, I don't know if he was British or what it was, but he had some pain. He was having trouble going to the bathroom and stuff, but he started having pain, and he lives in Manila, so he ended up going, and the doctor seen him, and that was that. He got his medication, and that's that. They and he started feeling better some days later. You know, but then I've heard people say that they get turned around sometimes. It happens, and that's the sad part. Things happen like that. If they want to turn you around, uh, then they're gonna do it. Rather, if it's they're supposed to see you or not, they don't. There's people that just don't care. There's a difference. There's good and there's bad. It don't matter where you're at.
Yeah, because it's just like, okay, they said, this is one thing that don't understand. Okay, the main objective is be honest in your intention, and what you file on the form, that's what they ask. But sometimes they ask for, it's not related on the application you apply, but even though that it's out of the application thing, I'm still answering. But this is the sad part is this: they said it's not all about money, it's not all about um just be honest. But why still they keep turning down people? Because it's okay, it's okay to apply again and again if the money is not they will refund the money. Okay, so the only thing is I can do that again. I never get tired of that, to reapply and until but it's just like the time, how much time you spend that for, especially if it's emergency. So that's need to be changed. Okay, I'm gonna read this from Literally Lion Music Home. One mission I would have upon returning to US contacting who is responsible for visa and immigration policy and who can change it. Yeah, because they never know that. It's just like, okay, here's the thing that they said on the when it comes to the immigration rules and policy. It really written there that you cannot question the consulate. But how the applicant knows where the part that he or she need to be need to be change or need to be study for that if
Yeah.
they gonna let you if you're gonna let you to ask. But it's like when you ask, it's just like they take that you're arguing with them. So that's
You're
crazy.
dealing with a different set of kind of people. Like,
Hmm.
if we were all sitting in the little office, the Oval Office or something like that with somebody these high up people, they're gonna look at us who are you guys? What? Uh, how did you guys get
Yeah.
in here? How did you get in
Yeah.
here?
Hmm.
It's you're dealing with different. It's you just have to have patience, and I know you got it, and I know Frank's got it. It's gonna take some time, whatever comes above. I hope it all works out for you guys. I know it's frustrating.
Yeah. Out of all of those years, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
we
yeah.
Okay.
can.
Out of all of those years of me being a revenue officer, all right, and I had the ability to take people's homes, close businesses down, do all kinds of stuff. Okay. I always treated people with respect, showed dignity.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I run into government employees who treat people like they're a piece of shit, it pisses me off, because it shows that they let power go to their head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I've shown people how to get out of paying taxes. Okay. If they didn't have to pay it, I'll show them how to get out of it. I've sat down and helped people do offer and compromise so that they could pay pennies on the dollar. Okay. When I didn't have to do that. Then, when I got through, I went over their finances and showed them how to never end up in this situation again. How to
Good.
take
Good.
money
Good.
that they were paying to the government, and instead of paying it to the government now, put it in CDs. Okay? Let it build. Then buy you some bonds.
Hmm.
Get you some mutual funds.
Yeah.
Okay? Show people how to build wealth. and all. I had so many people tell me that I was a godsend, that they had never had anybody at the Internal Revenue Service to come and sit down and talk with them like this. You serve the people. The people pay your salary when you
Yeah.
work for the government. Okay? And people need to understand that and lose that big head like, now I'm a federal officer or a federal agent and you just do what I tell you to do. No, it don't work like that. You don't have to treat people that way. I went into this guy's house. This guy was a professional wrestler. I'm not going to say any names. Okay? He owed some money. And did he act a fool? Okay, when I told him what he owed and what he had to pay, and he started knocking stuff over and everything like that, and I'm just sitting there, just cool and calm. And then I asked him, I said, "Look, if you want me to leave, I got no problem leaving. But a few grade 12s with some people from our criminal investigation division will come back and talk with you and find out what the problem is. Now, if I was you, while I have someone here is willing to work with you, I would sit down and try to get this taken care of." And then he calmed down, set his big behind down, and we talked. And I ended up putting him on an installment agreement where he could pay it a little bit at a time instead of
Yeah.
us going to his bank account, taking all of his money and issuing a levy on his job and taking most of his money from that.
Yeah.
See, and I couldn't get that. Once he started acting a fool, all I had to do was just get up and leave and take the money. But no, I didn't want to do the guy like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I understand what it is when somebody has more power than you have over your life, over your finances, how you're gonna live. You don't treat people like that. And a lot of us did that. They treated people that way. And I always told them that's wrong. And here's the thing. I had worked uh, all over Chicagoland. Okay, uh, there was a difference in the way that the offices in the suburbs treated people and the way they treat them inside the city of Chicago. Big difference. Out in the suburbs, they were giving new business owners, if you owe taxes as a business owner, 941, 940 taxes for employment and Social Security and stuff like that. They had a program in the suburbs where if you were a new business and you've only been in business maybe like 2 or 3 years, they would have a class for you to come in to learn about those taxes.
Right.
And they
Right.
would knock off some of the penalty if you
Mm-hmm.
took the class. In the office that I was in, once I went into the city of Chicago, they weren't doing that. And I asked, why? If they're doing it out in the suburbs, why aren't they doing it in the city?
Uh-huh.
Nobody else brought that up in the group meeting, but I did, because that's unfair to treat one group of people in one area a certain
Mm-hmm.
way,
I
and
get
then the
what you're
people,
saying.
yeah,
I get it. I get it. I know what you're talking about, Frank. Yeah.
and then trying to get these people who are in charge, okay, to try to do something is almost impossible because all they want to do is kiss ass so that they can get promoted and move up the ladder. They don't want
Yeah.
to make any waves at all instead of doing what's right.
Yeah. Boeing was so much like working for the government. It really was, God almighty, man. The people I had to put up with at Boeing, just like that, Frank. And if any waves are caused around them, they'll blame it on somebody else.
Yeah,
You know, I survived all those years there, Frank, and had an incident on one of the lives here where some drunken fool was insulting the hell out of me. And he says, "Well, why can't I make you mad? You know." And I said, "Well, it's primarily because you mean less than the sum of nothing to me." And I never raised my voice. I never shouted. I never insulted back. But I know how to handle myself with people like that. And I learned it at Boeing. You know, I learned it at Boeing. You don't play their game. You don't allow them to make you angry. You don't give them
Yeah.
that power. Don't give them that power to make you angry. Yeah.
You
Yeah. I
know,
don't know.
that's one of the reasons why everything that I buy, I pay cash for. I
Yeah.
never wanted to get a new car
Mm,
and owe money, and then your boss know now you owe money on something,
exactly.
and I
Yeah.
got the advantage on you because if you don't do something, I'll try to get you fired, and you will lose this or you will lose that. No, never let myself get in that situation.
Yep. 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 For years, I lived in a rental house. We only moved into this house just a couple of years ago because I had Boeing and the thing that I was married to prior. And even to this day, Frank, I have absolutely nothing in my name. Nothing. Nothing is in my name.
There you
A-
go.
And I had to learn to live that way, even in my own country, because of, well, you just
Well,
have
see,
to,
go
yeah.
ahead.
'Cause
Go ahead.
that's it. I just said, well, we could fire you. I said, okay, I got nothing to lose. My cars are
Yeah.
paid for. I'm renting a house. That's okay. You can fire me. Go ahead. It's
That way
fine.
you're your own man.
That's right. I'm not bent over a desk. I don't have to be bent over a desk. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and fire me. It's okay. I'll just go work somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like out of all of the guys that were hired at the same time that I was hired, I'm the only one that got to retire.
Same here. Same here. Same here. Because they played that kiss ass backstabbing game and they moved up for a little while, but they got put right back down and laid off, and out the door they all went. And I still stayed there.
Mm-hmm,
I showed up for work. I
mm-hmm.
clocked in. I went to work on the airplane building the product. Someone has to make the product. These guys who moved up the ladder, pretty soon their job is not required anymore.
Yeah.
Now you're a backstabbing scumbag. No one is going to hire you into their department or their division because they know you. And here I am. I'm still right where I started, building the airplane.
You know, that's the terrible thing about going into management,
Yeah, yeah.
okay? Because you
Hmm.
end up reaping what you sow.
Right, right. Hmm.
Management always wants you to save money when you're in management. So if you could get rid of people, that's good.
Yeah, they give it.
That's good.
Yeah,
Fire
yeah,
them. We
yeah,
can hire somebody else and pay them less to do the job.
yeah.
Well, you fire enough people, and then they don't need you to manage,
Right, right.
and your behind end up out the door.
That's right. You're right. I've seen that happen. And you know what? At Boeing, they actually gave those managers who fired a lot of people what's called a merit raise, a cash
Yeah,
bonus, because you just proved that you're really watching the people. And those are the guys who went up. They came right back down and out the door they went. No pension, nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it.
And then they
But
don't understand. They get
mhm,
rid of those people and look at the knowledge that they lose
mhm,
by getting rid of those workers.
right.
Okay.
Mhm,
They'll want to say, "Oh, so and so, you're too old. Let get rid of him." Or well, he's not
yeah.
moving fast enough, or whatever like
Uh-huh.
that. But he's got a bunch of knowledge,
He's the
and you're
guy
letting
who
all of that knowledge go out the door.
exactly. That's why the last few years that I worked there, I had two primary jobs. Number one was train every new guy that came in, every new guy, because I was
Mm-hmm.
patient. I know the little tricks of the trade to be able to get it done fast and accurately, and doing structural repair. When
Mm-hmm.
there was a drawing change midstream, like
Yeah.
like after 9/11, when all the cockpit doors had to be locked on all the airplanes, all of them. I was chosen to
Mm-hmm.
be on that crew to be one of the guys who reworked all the airplanes because I had a lot of skills, I had a lot of knowledge, and that I love that. I love being in that position because I never
Mm-hmm.
lied, I never cheated, I never stole a damn thing, I never screwed people over, and they give it to him. He'll take care of it. Just just trust me, he'll take care of it. And if it doesn't turn out right, he will raise his hand and say, I need the engineers out here because I this is not matching, raise your hand, you know. Oh man. I had so many games played on me, Frank. New managers would come along and go, well, we've got this bracketry mislocated in the structure. And I go, well, do you have any paperwork on it? Well, no, you don't need paperwork. Just drill the rivets out and move the brackets. No, that's called unauthorized rework. That will get me fired immediately. Oh, no, no, no. I'll back you up. No.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Because they're gonna say,
No.
"Oh, it's his fault. He did it.
Yeah.
I didn't
He,
tell him to do it, and you have no proof."
you got that right. Because if you get fired before you retire, that's a big merit raise to the managers. Big one. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I got him out of there and he doesn't, we don't have to pay him the pension. He got fired. I've seen it happen, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll back you up. I just go up to the quality control people and sign up. NCR required, have all the information and give it to quality control, write up the incident, get the paperwork. I told you not to do. Yeah, well, this is the policy. I know what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing. This has been tried before. Move on to the next one. Thank you very much. I'll take care of the problem.
Look,
never,
I
never make.
used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I used to work for the railroad. I used to work for Illinois Central Railroad. Okay, and when I first came in, there was an old guy named Joe. I won't say his last name,
Yeah.
but the old guy was smart.
Mm-hmm.
Any machine that was bad or whatever like that, and he wouldn't just throw the machine away. He would put it into the yard, have everybody to take all of the good parts
Right.
off of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now he retires. We get a young guy to come in. He's no, don't fix this. Just get a new part. Okay, where Joe
Yeah.
would have you, oh, go get one of those starters off out there in the yard. It's still
Mm-hmm.
good. Put it in there, and then if it goes bad, then we'll get a new part and put it
Right.
on. Save
Right.
money.
Yeah.
Okay, starter or something like that, and all it needed was brushes. Take it apart and put the brushes in it.
Put the brushes
That'll
in. Yeah.
save us. Yeah, that'll save us
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of money. Why just get a whole new starter?
Yeah.
Okay, new guy comes in, forget that. Just get another one. Just get another one. Next thing you know, the shop got closed down because they were spending too much money. The budget
Yeah.
shot up,
Yeah.
and they started getting rid of people. Then the next
Mm-hmm.
thing you knew,
No, that's terrible.
shop was closed.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Not
So
to
I
mention
gotta
you.
jump down, Willie. I'm getting ready to go
Okay.
to sleep, so I gotta jump down. Thanks for letting me
Okay,
come up,
All
my
right.
man.
Bruce,
Good
thank
night.
you so
Okay,
much,
Yeah.
Bruce.
Bruce. Good
You
night.
guys take care. Take care,
All right,
everybody.
Bruce.
Yeah. Good night. Good night, Bruce. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because if you need a new part and this airplane won't fly, okay, and you don't have the ability to repair it, brand new part to come in. Now the airplane ain't flying for days,
Right.
you know. But if I can take it and repair it per drawing, per spec, and per the engineering
Yeah.
disposition, I can do that, you know. Yeah, just trust me, I'll take care of it. And I know the protocol, and I'd go right through it and just, okay. And the end of the afternoon, I give them a thumbs up. You're ready to go. That's what experience. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I don't.
Because
But now,
now
mm, 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 mm.
they want parts changes, not real mechanics.
Yeah, yeah, a parts
Yeah, because
changer. Yep. Hmm.
this is what I noticed. This is what I noticed that a lot of mechanics, there's especially when it comes to fixing car, there's a part of the car that need to fix. They don't really fix the trouble that cause of that part of the car. They just replace. They train to be replaced, not to fix.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I learned.
So
I learned so much from my dad. I had a 1962 Chevrolet half-ton pickup, a 235 straight six-cylinder plain Jane pickup truck, and it had a
Okay.
generator. It was before they switched to alternators, and I
Yeah,
was
I know
problem.
generators.
Yeah. So my dad says, just go in there and take the generator out and bring it in the shop. I'll show you what to do. And
Mhm.
by God, I mean, I was expecting to pay so much for a new generator, but he says, no, you don't need a new one. Let's just put this in the vise. I'll show you what to do. He cleaned out all the contacts, put some new brushes in it. We bolted it back in. The new brushes were like $3, you know. That's a difference between a mechanic and a a guy who swaps parts. Yeah, but he
Yeah.
taught me whatever it can be fixed, it can be repaired and brought back to almost new condition. Clean all the contacts, clean the armature, everything, oil and okay, now Bobby, you go put it back in the truck and let's see what happens. Started it up, and all of a sudden the voltage meter went. Okay, and it goes, you're good to go, and it costs $3, $5, a little bit of cleaning solvent, some new brushes, and you're ready to roll. Yeah, but my dad taught me that stuff. Was like, if it can be put together, it can be disassembled and repaired, no matter what it is. Like,
Yeah.
oh, damn, Dad.
And see, and that's what's wrong with trying to get rid of all of the old fellas.
Yeah, you don't
You're
want to
getting
get
rid of
rid of them
all
old
of that
guys.
experience.
You don't want to get rid of the old guys, man. Shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah, I know that when I was older and I couldn't move as fast as the other young guys, but you know what? I didn't have to move so fast. You know what I mean? I
You
didn't
work
have to move.
smart.
I would
You work
exactly.
smart.
I had little tools that I made to help me do these jobs. Put them in the pocket of my coveralls. Okay, this needs a little bit of movement, so just take out, you know, align the holes, put the bolts in, and go. I didn't have to run fast. I didn't have to because I knew what I was doing.
okay, guys, let
Uh,
me welcome Doug McNeely. Hello, Doug. And Sis Alma, thank you for coming, Sis Alma. And Sis Margie, thank you for coming.
uh,
Okay, let me read
Hello,
this from
guys.
Sis Alma. What's the
uh,
question that she
I'm glad
okay.
you're here today, Frank. I'm glad you're here because I really had a burning question about what kind of expats and what not to. Just Bob, just keep your head down, keep your mouth shut, be cordial, polite, and pleasant, and go back home.
Yeah.
Same thing my wife's been telling me for all these years, hon. You just don't know. You just don't know. So just be quiet, go back home. We'll set you up with a garden in the back of the house so you're not out front. And You know, can I make
Yeah.
bonsai trees back there? She'd go ahead. Yeah, we'll set you up with a work table and just stay out of sight, keep your head down, and be quiet.
Well,
Okay.
that's why we want to build our own home,
Hmm.
Okay, let
so
me
that
read the comment of Filipina
go ahead.
MTV, guys.
Hmm.
Okay, you're tough, Lil. You questioned back the consulate. Yeah, of course, because it's just like I
Yeah,
don't think all of us, we have the right. Because how can you um what do you call that
Not tell a person why. You
yeah
can't ask why,
yeah
yeah. That's
so
so
so that
unfair.
you can correct the problem.
That is
mm-hmm.
so unfair. That is indecent. Yeah,
So it's just like if you don't ask what part of that thing that you can need to be changed if you don't want to ask, because I think there's a lot of people there nobody asks, but just only me ask. Oh, I don't care. I
yeah.
have
And
the
then
right
you
to
you
I
don't
I
get a
have
refund of your money.
right.
Oh, that figures. That figures. Yeah. Hey, Here's
So
here's a. I'm sorry, Lil, but I got to talk to your husband a little bit here. Okay, we got a
okay.
little house over there, and my brother-in-law and his family watch over it for us and all that. Here's a cultural thing that I learned recently after having our own house. Okay. Um, I had one of my nieces drive me down to the handyman store, and I wanted to get some paint and some brushes. I wanted to repaint the metal fence. It was starting to rust, and the
Okay.
family kind of was clicking their tongue, kind of like. I said, I can paint. I mean, what? What's wrong? And I wanted to get a ladder, and my brother-in-law goes, bro, at your age, being up on a ladder, not a good idea." And they're trying to be polite, you know, but I felt the pressure of don't work on your own. And finally, my wife said, "Hun, they're it's an expectation and almost a requirement if you're a foreigner and you have a house in the Philippines that you do not do your own work on the house. You hire it done." Yeah, that was the same look I had on my face too, Frank. What? What in the hell are you talking about? No, no, hun. And I said, why? But we're Americans. We're do it yourself. Why?
Right.
Uh,
We're
yeah,
men. That's our job.
yeah, yeah. And she says, and then the wife went over a few little flowery things, and finally she goes, because hun, it'll make us look like we're poor. I said, oh, what the she said, because the Filipinos will look at you standing on a ladder painting your own fence, and they'll go, "Oh, he's poor," you know. And that's a part of that saving face and keeping up appearances. Those are subtle things that you learn as the year. Take it to heart, Frank. If you guys get your own, you're gonna run into this, where the neighbors will walk by and go, "Hala," you know. You're supposed to hire it done. It's like,
I know
well,
how much money I have in my bank account. That's all that matters. I don't care if you think I'm poor. I know I'm not.
por doy cano, you know. But finally, the wife spoke to me in plain American English. Hun, the neighbors will think that we're poor. Well, okay, I get that, but I don't get that. Trust me, Frank. If you get your own house, you're going to run into the same situation.
Okay, what was the next one, sweetheart? Is there another question?
Well, GLS as what's the topic? The topic it's manners and all the way. How people treated other races and things
Mhm.
like that. It's all about manners. But it's just like for me, bro. If there's a chance that I will ask. I'm not scared.
Yeah,
So, because for
you should.
me, when I ask question, it doesn't mean that you're want to have a fight, but it's just like you want to know and you
Hmm.
want to change the system. So that's what's comes in my mind, that because some, actually, this is what I notice. A lot of Filipino, they're very hesitate to do that, especially
Yeah,
when it comes to U.S. government or what
yeah,
going.
yeah.
A
It,
lot of Filipino hesitate that to
yeah,
question.
the
Yeah,
Filipinos
that's
don't want to. They don't want to be confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's a weird thing for us foreigners too. Like asking questions, that's not confrontational. Oh, but don't quiet. You know,
Yeah,
that
they can.
if I call them dirty names and hit them in the nose, that's confrontational.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I've noticed that. I have really noticed that. And then I've noticed something else. When you try to show them a better way of
Oh yeah,
doing something,
yeah,
then they want to go with, well, this is the Philippines,
yes,
you know.
yes, yes.
And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything and learning how to work smart?
Right. I ran into that too. I ran into that too. We had a leaky roof, and it's a brand new house, man. And I I was just like, you know how it is in the States, Frank. If you got to call somebody to repair something on your home, they're going to send out a journeyman. He's got the tools, he's got a ladder, he's going to go up there and he's going to fix it right now,
Yeah,
today. Uh, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Uh, you got a lot to learn if you're going to own your own home over there, my friend. I'm telling you right now, because here comes a civil engineer with an assistant to the house. And my wife already had a video of the roof leaking, and my wife is speaking to her, and okay, and they, god damn, man, those two ladies had to write up a summary, right, and take it
yeah,
to someone else to have it approved. So then they got the two ladies and someone else, another engineer type, to approve the repair on the roof. And then several hours later shows up the big guy with the big round belly, and I called him the Don. And now they have to present a case to Don Valachez or whatever, and the Don stands there like, big, and he finally gives the approval. And I'm going out of my freaking mind, Frank, because my nieces were there, and they're all in their 20s, and I heard that. But uncle, this is the Philippines. And I'm like, but that doesn't explain anything to me, honey. That doesn't explain anything to me. This is the Philippines. That doesn't answer my question. Don't ask uncle. It's okay. It's so now I'm like beat red. I'm like, what in the hell is actually going on here? But there's this chain of it's
You
like,
know what, Bob? Once they say that this is the Philippines, it's just like to tell you that you have no choice. Just accept the facts that that's what it is. So that's
yeah.
what
See,
But
now that
I
mhm. I can get that.
the,
I can get that. Yeah. Mhm.
but they don't understand. Okay,
Mhm.
why does the United States have all of this money, such a big military, all of these weapons that they've never seen before? Because they have taken information
Mhm.
from people from other countries
Right.
and used it to their betterment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
And that's what the Philippines need to do.
I
Send
agree.
your people to other countries to
Yes.
learn
Yep.
what they're doing
Mhm.
and then take the best of what they're doing and use it for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Boeing did that when we were trying to speed up production and build more quality into the product and all that. We brought over a bunch of Japanese, a
Uh-huh.
whole bunch of Japanese. 5S, sorting, sweeping, all that, and process improvement. And the Japanese taught us how to build in quality and having fewer rejections. Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
one thing the U.S. is good at. We will humble ourselves and say, look, these guys do a better job than we do. Let's bring some of them in.
Yeah.
We need to
Yeah.
hire you as a consultant. Philippines need to do that too. I think. But yeah, you got to be so careful because I just don't know what is offensive. You know,
Yeah.
I just
That's the thing.
hmm
You don't want
that's
to offend them,
yeah. I
but
don't
you
want to
want
piss.
you. But I
Mhm.
feel like even though I'm not a Filipino,
Yeah,
I live here, and I want to see things better. I want to see Filipinos do better,
yeah.
because I feel like I'm a part of you now.
Mhm. Yep.
Even though
Yeah.
you may not want to accept me as being a part, but I'm here.
Hmm.
And you should take advantage of the knowledge that I have and
Yeah.
use it to your benefit.
Yeah. I think it's part of that uh, they're afraid they're afraid of asking questions might lose face. I think it might have
Mm,
something to do with that. That I guess. But most of the time, I will have my wife or my brother-in-law do the talking. They'll tell me just, hon, just go.
yeah,
My wife is very good at my English, and she'll be able to explain the situation without being offensive. That's just it's to a foreigner. It's so difficult at times because I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but I've been told by some of the family that you're kind of rude. Well, I don't mean to be,
Yeah.
but here's one thing that my wife has informed me that some of the family's a little afraid to be around me because I'll look you in the eye when I talk to you. Hi, good morning. You
yeah.
hungry? You know, you're not hungry? Really? And she said that facial expression is scary to some people. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Put a fucking bag over my head?
Sometimes I have to tell my wife to look me in my eye
Yes. Yep. Yep. Look at
when
me.
she talks to
Look
me.
at
When
me.
we're talking, sometimes she'll look over to the right
hmm
or look down, and I tell her, "Don't look down when you talk to me. Look
Yeah.
me in my eye."
hmm
When you look down, it's like you're ashamed or you're afraid or something like that. Look me in my eye so that we
hmm
know that we're seeing eye to
Yes.
eye. We understand each other.
There's so many of those little things that it takes so long to learn, man. No, I'll tell you what. My oldest niece, Ate Tao, she's the oldest. She'll be immigrating here soon as a nurse. She and I have a good understanding between us. And when we would go out to dinner, I would say to Tao, I'd say, Ate, I want you next to me, you know, because she knows that I'm hard of hearing. And
Mm,
all I had to do when I can't understand what's around me and go, Tay, and she understand that I'm not. And when I'm looking at you, I'm kind of reading your lips. You know what I mean?
mm,
She knows
mm,
that she knows me that
mm.
I'm not a bad guy and I'm not mean, but I'll look you in the eye and I'll ask you, what'd you say? But that's scary to them. That's like, ah! When I lose tall, I'm gonna have to be just like, you know, well, I can't build my own closet or anything to hide in. I have to hire someone to build it for me, but I'll close the doors. You're scaring them, hon, because you looked at you. What?
Lily will tell me sometimes my voice
Yes, that too.
scares her.
Yes.
And I'm like,
Hmm.
what? Why are you scared? I'm your husband. I love you. What
Yeah.
are you afraid of when it comes to me?
Yeah. I've heard that too. I've heard that too. Yeah. But the oldest niece is on my side because she understands me. She she understands me that I'm not a harmful guy. I'm not mean. I'm not strict. I just need an answer, you know. And
Yeah,
then it's over, you know. Yeah.
Well, it's
straight
just like,
talk.
it's just like the thing that, I'm not really into that because, I'm used of that, when my father talked to us, he's not, well, now I understand that, American people is just like, they're not angry with the boys. It's just like,
No.
once they want to you want to learn about, what they're
Yeah.
talking about, you have to be understand or listen what they're talking about. But at first, I'm scared about, Frank voice, because oh my god,
Yeah, I've heard. Why don't a couple of Filipinos on the side chat come up and ask Frank and I questions like this? This is good information for your ladies if you're looking to go to the States, or if you have a boyfriend. This is good information for you girls. Little
Yep.
things can create a big misunderstanding.
yeah.
Ask us. There's a resource, the wealth of resources right in front of you, girls. Come up on the panel and ask. Don't
You
ask
got a
in
white
Tagalog.
guy and a black guy, so you
That's
could get
right.
two different views from
Two
two
different
different
views at it.
neighborhoods.
That's right. Yeah. Suburbs and inner city, at which are a bit different than each other. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, especially when it comes to, black American. When it
Hmm.
comes, they have their cursing words that, oh my god, it's really stick on the skin. But I'm not really used of that. When I hear Frank, that, oh, I have to stay away because I'm not, my ears is not really prepared for that. But now I try to. But oh my god,
Watch a Samuel L. Jackson movie,
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
many times he will use a certain word that I
Yeah.
can't say
Yeah.
on this right now,
you
but
know what,
that's just
Bob?
him.
You know what, Bob? I first time I hear that, well, I understand now that it's a part of their expression, but it's not
Yeah.
really. Well, I told that Frank, don't say that. That's bad.
How many times I have heard that, Miss Lil, out whatever I'm doing around the house, whatever it is, and I'll spill something or something won't come open or whatever, and I go, "What the? Yeah, what the? God damn it! What the fuck?" The wife will, "Hun, you're cursing." Now I'm starting to get
And we black guys use MF all the time.
all the time. So do we. Yeah,
All the time.
all the time,
And almost
all the
everything
time.
that we say, there's an
Mm,
MF in it. Okay.
yeah,
And we
yeah.
we mean no harm by
No,
saying those words, but those are words that we just use.
yeah, it doesn't mean that you're mad. It doesn't mean that
Right.
anything's going to happen. It's like when
I
this,
told the MF no that he can't do that. Did the
uh,
MF listen to me? No, the MF didn't
no,
listen to me. Yeah.
it's like the effing lighter. It just won't. God, God damn it! Hun, your blood pressure. You know, I'm not mad. It's just how we are. Relax, baby. It's okay. I'm at home. I know you've heard that same thing. I know you have. Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated with myself, not this.
Yeah, that's why, when Frank, after he talked to me, he will tell me, sweetheart, I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes the wife will go to the bedroom, you know, even after all these years of marriage. She'll go kind of go timidly into the bedroom.
Point, you know, pointing in the right direction.
Yeah,
Whereas
and
I'm
I'll go.
dead.
I'll have to go find her. I go, baby, you okay? I thought you were very angry. No, I'm just the effing lighter just wouldn't effing light. You know, I'm mad, honey. If I'm mad, you'll know it.
So that's
Uh,
for for Filipina ladies on the live chat that in the future be prepared for that. Don't think that your husband or your boyfriend
No,
is mad. It's just natural
no.
for them.
It's just
Just
our
natural.
it's like our version of English, you know. That's all.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, but at first, oh my God, I can't, oh my God, I don't want to hear that, and I can't take that, oh my, first I just listening, but why, Frank, especially when he
Yeah.
watched something in his laptop, and I'm just, who's Frank isn't even there, and then I can't stand about that, Bob, I just go knock the door, and then I told him, Frank, don't say that, that's bad, and then he told me, I'm watching the show, sweetheart. So
Yeah, Tippet's, I'm reading your comment there, Miss Che, and yeah, the Filipino girls think that we're angry about something. We're not. But yeah.
yeah,
Well,
okay, yes.
I've noticed the behavior of my brother-in-law, who I have mad respect for. He's a good man. I've noticed that him and his wife don't talk very much. Maybe that's
Mm,
a big thing. But because with me and my wife, I want her next to me, and I like to talk to her. I like to,
yeah.
but I've noticed that with other Filipino couples, they just don't converse. The men are outside, the women are in the house, and they don't talk. It's like, why don't you talk to your wife? She's your partner. She's your best friend. But they just don't. That's a weird thing to me, you know.
Well, it's just like when it comes talking, oh my God, Frank, it's just like sometimes he just make me laugh about, when he
Yep.
talk.
Yep. Hmm.
I get you, Geechee. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I say MF on occasion. I told a guy this morning I didn't care about he was supposedly in a relationship with. Well, I understand. No, if I hear that from Frank now, I'm not really into that because, I understand now. But, before that, the first year of marriage, Bob, oh my God, I can
Oh,
stand, you know,
that first
I
year's
can
tough.
stand.
That first year's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. We've been together for 20 years and 4 years online and then 16 years of married, almost 17 years. The first year is
Mm,
hard. It is tough. What, hon, why are you crying? I, it's like, what's wrong? I'm not doing anything mean. No, what's wrong? Tell me, what's wrong?
she
Okay.
doesn't curse. She doesn't curse. I don't
No,
think
no,
I've
no.
ever heard Lily curse Icy.
Mine don't either. Mm-mm. No, she doesn't use the F word. None of that. You know,
Well, if
none.
I I try to try to copy Frank, but it's just like people will hear that they're gonna laugh on me. They will not get mad on me.
Yeah, yeah, true.
like I wish you could hear Lily say MF. It's so funny. You'll fall out on the floor laughing because I'm telling you, say this. and
Yeah.
she tried to say it, and it's just
Uh,
hilarious.
I at Boeing I worked with every nationality you can think of, and I know what you're talking about because some of the Korean guys that I worked with, they'll curse, and they'll even curse in English, and they cannot pronounce the letter F. So they'll say motherfucker, 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 and all of us Americans will just fall out laughing. What'd you say? Motherfucker.
Oh, geez.
Oh, I got to tell you a quick story. I was good running buddies with a South Korean guy, real good guy, deep, real good guy. We worked together for years. And in okay, here's the cockpit of the airplane, and below that is what's called the lower 41, and it's just jammed with wires and electronics. It's stuffed in there, and we had a riding condition on a wire bundle where the wire bundle was touching a frame. That's a no-no on aircraft. So
Yeah.
we had to. So he comes up to me and he goes, "Bob, I need your long, skinny arms." And I said, "Okay, Chingo, what you got?" And so, okay, we got a pucking wire condition, and we need to put some zip ties around it, secure the bundle. Okay, Chingo, what do you need me to do? He goes, so this okay, I stood in a hatchway and I got long skinny arms. I fished him right through all this equipment and wire bundles and control cables. He laid on his side and he slid in so we could both get one fingertip on this zip tie. We got a couple zip ties around it, got them pulled tight. It got rid of the riding condition, and it worked out to where he could get some cutters and cut the end of it off, and I caught it. Okay, let's go
Mm.
to the next one. And he cut it off, and I caught it, and it goes, oh, that's good. Oh, thank you. Yeah. And I go, his name was Son, and I said, Son, uh, uh, um, can you unbuckle your belt? And I mean, he's jammed in there, guys, just like he's stuck. And he goes, oh, Puck, I'm pucking stuck. And I said, really? Are you stuck? Can you unhook your belt? And he goes, and he looks at me like, no, I don't think so. Can you take your pants off? And he goes, no, I bet I can take your pants off. You stay right there. And oh, Puck, oh, Puck. Oh, Puck, oh, God. He's. I mean, if I pull his pants, I mean, oh God. Oh, Puck, he's bouncing up and down. Oh, Puck. Uh,
Yeah, that's why I try to copy that the cursing black I can't because Frank is just like laughing at me. So
yeah.
no.
Mm-hmm. Oh God. Oh, I did have some good times at work. Sometimes there were some good times.
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm.
so it's easy, it's good also to to work with other races because
Yes, it is.
sometimes
Hmm.
you learn, you learn, and then when
Yeah.
you remember that
Yeah.
stuff,
Mhm.
even though just by yourself you smiled.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
I
Yeah.
I never would have came to the Philippines if it had not been for a Filipino that I used to play chess with
Hmm.
every day at work.
Yep.
I couldn't whoop him, couldn't beat him. He was just that good. And I'm pretty good at chess.
Hmm.
But that guy he could always stay a couple of moves ahead of me. And I'm good for being like 3 or 4 moves ahead of somebody.
Yeah.
And this guy was really smart. But That's he's the reason that I thought about coming to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Okay, because when he retired, just like you said, to the Philippines he went.
Yeah. A lot of the Filipinos I worked with did. They did just that. Soon as they retired, they're back home. You know. Yeah. I got in pretty tight. I mean, I we had a 4 year long distance, and I would go back and forth. And it's funny about the Filipinos though. If you've got a Filipino girlfriend, and they would just kind of go, no, that's okay. But when you're married, now you're
It's
in.
a different story.
When you're married, now you're in. And that's when I
Yeah.
got really brought in. And I had one incident where Alberto Alverio, he's from Laguna, and he said, "Hey, Mr. So and so on the other assembly line wants to speak with you." Oldest guy, the oldest Filipino guy in the whole area, and he was sitting in a chair, and he had a chair in front of him underneath the airplane, and he said, "Hello, Bob. Can I come and talk to you? You know, will you come sit with me and talk with me?" That guy explained a lot to me about here are your responsibilities being married to a Filipina. We still weren't married yet, but she was this close to coming to the U.S. and getting married. That showed that they respected me, and I respected them. I mean,
Mm.
when an old Filipino man who don't even know me, I knew of him, called me over. Please be seated, Bob. I'd like to speak with you. Like, wow, this is different. You know,
Okay,
Wiki.
guys. So let
Mhm.
me read some of the comment. Okay,
Okay.
from Great Chick. Frank, can say MF right now. No, no,
Good luck. Good luck.
no. I don't. I can tell to myself that it's very lousy when you hear Gitchy. No, don't challenge me.
Yeah, you Filipinas, come on up and ask Frank and I some questions, if I may be so presumptuous, because you've got resources right here. We're both older men with gray hair. We've got experience, and yeah.
You have nothing to fear from an old man.
Now, we'll teach you the right way. Yeah,
So anyone will ask question.
come on up, Miss Che, Miss Tippet Che. I like her videos, guys. I like her videos. I really do. The simple videos of living out in the farm area in the Philippines. That's the real Philippines. When you go out in the farming, the countryside, that's the real Philippines, where the men are wearing a bolo on their side, and they got carabao hauling a cart down the road, and that's what I call the real Philippines. You go up in the mountains, man, that's a whole different world than the city. Oh, it's so much different. And Frank,
Frank is
they
really
they
low.
look at me kind of like, but if you're a black and you're up in the mountains, they're going to really look at you like, I mean it. They look at those mountain people. They don't see many foreigners up there. They just
Yeah.
don't. You know, and oh God, it,
Uh,
on the
and
other.
I understand that.
Hmm.
When I went TDY to Norway, we went
Hmm.
with the 173rd Aviation because they didn't have any OH-58s. They only had Hueys and Cobras, and they
Uh,
had no observation aircraft. So we went on the war game thing.
yeah.
And when we got to the spot to where we were supposed to stay, we had to land in the soccer field. Okay, and so you know how you go around and come in one land and in the other land and everything, and the
Mm-hmm.
people are coming out, and this is mountains all over the place in Norway, but
Yeah.
people are coming from everywhere to see all of these aircraft landings, and
Yeah.
and it's snowing outside. So when we get out of the aircraft, and I'm the crew chief. Okay, so I get out first, you know, then the pilot gets out, and I
Yeah.
have to wait until the blades stop, and then I tie the blades down and everything like that. But all this time I have my helmet on, and I've got my shield down, you
Yeah.
know. And so after I tied the blades down,
I
and I
get
went
you.
to the back door, opened up the back door, and took off my helmet and set it in and turned around, and you could hear the ah. Look, I felt like I was a Planet of the Apes when the
Yeah.
apes came out of the ship. That's what I felt like.
They're real. They're real.
And and everybody wanted to ask me, could they touch my hair?
No way. Are you serious? Are you serious?
But I got a lot of wine, sardines, and cheese
Uh-huh.
brought to me
Right on.
because I
Right
said,
on.
"Yeah, go ahead and did my head down
That's all
and
right.
let them
That's all
touch
right.
my hair,"
I
because
got
they
a
had never
story.
seen a black person before.
I got a story similar to that when we went up into the mountains called Bukidnon in Mindanao. The family, we went up there just for a day drive and stopped off at a coffee shop on the way back. Great coffee, cool environment, and all that. And I I had always heard of the Atos. I had never actually seen an Atos. They are the original Filipinos.
Yeah.
They're small, they're black with wiry hair. And I came down the stairs, came out on the street, and a motorcycle with three of them were on that motorcycle. And I went, are you effing kidding me? I've never seen one. And it's one of when Ate Tall goes, "Welcome to the Philippines, Uncle." I was like, three little tiny guys on a motorcycle, and they live so remote out there. I had never seen one, never. And like, are you kidding? I was the same kind of a Norway moment like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was my Norway moment. Like, really? They're for real. I thought they were out of existence. I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh, that stuff was so funny. And back then, my hair was longer.
Hmm.
This was in the '70s.
Yeah,
Okay, so I had a fro. Okay, so they wanted
yeah.
to, and it was spongy, and
Wow,
they like,
spongy. Yeah,
what?
yeah. I had a moment like that also up in the mountains, and that was the first time I saw a carabao up
Mm,
close. I'd seen them on movies and all that, but up in the mountains, that's their mode of locomotion. That they a
yeah.
carabao and a cart, and there's one right next to me, and I'm in the car, and I went, I go, wow, and Ate was driving. I said, Ate, that's the first time I've seen one, and she goes, "Welcome to the Philippines, Uncle." I said, "Wow." I said, "This is like being back in the freaking Stone Age, man." And now, seriously, that's the real Philippines, or the guy's got a bolo on his side chopping firewood, little cart, and the big old carabaos just loping along. Oh my God, is this for real? This looks like 10,000 years ago.
Now I have to ask you this question:
Yes.
when you first saw it, did you say carabao or did you say water buffalo?
I said Carabao. I knew about that word.
Okay,
I knew
okay,
about that.
because I
Yeah.
said water buffalo.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. In fact, I remember one time when there was me, my British brother-in-law, and my Filipino brother-in-law. all outside the family's home, and we're talking. And my Filipino brother-in-law asked Gary, the British, he goes, Gary, why is your English so weird? Or something like that. Why is your English so different? And I said, well, bro, listen, this is the way it is, okay? He speaks real English. I speak colonial American English. And I looked at my Filipino brother-in-law and I said, you speak Carabao English. British, American, and Carabao. And oh God, he almost fell out. He just, oh my God. That's a slang for them that your English is not good. You know,
That's
'cause
like
Carabao
remember,
English.
Lily, when the guy asked you, "Did I speak English?"
Yeah. When this is so crazy because we convert Bob Frank's U.S. driver license into Filipino driver's license, and then before they do that, he has to go to medical, the eye checkup, and
Right, right.
so we went to eye checkup, and then they told me that it's okay, they don't allow me because they can handle that. And then a few minutes, the the secretary went out, and then she asked me, is your husband can speak English? And then I was shocked. He's American.
He's an
He's
American.
American.
That's
And then
good. I like that.
they called me. Okay, I have to sit beside Frank. They read the question, and then I read, Frank, this is the question that I read before you get here. And then I have to, translate to Frank. And then what, Bob, the funny thing is, they don't understand because Frank has American accent. So when I translate that in Filipino accent, they understand me. So it's just like,
Yeah, I get
so
it. Yep. Hey, another weird quick story. Okay. I've been going there for 20 years, guys. I've been all over the country. All right. My mom had just passed away. My ex wife was filing constant lawsuits, and I was stressed out. So one day, my wife got a bonus on the job, and she came up and handed me an airline ticket. Go, hun. You need to get out of here. You need time. You know, she sent me to Manila, right by the Mall of Asia. Within walking distance of the Mall of Asia was my hotel. I needed
Okay.
that. I needed to get out in the sun and walk because I was falling into a deep depression. Sun, heat, and walking brought me right out of it. I went there for a week or 10 days by myself. No family obligations. Just understand, I was falling into a depression. So she said, you need this. Just go. Oh, okay. I go to the Mall of Asia, eat, have different coffee, walk along the walk all day, all night, and at nighttime, just before dark, I would come back to my hotel, and at the bottom of the hotel was a 7-Eleven, and there was every night there was a group of ladyboy prostitutes in front of the hotel, in front of the 7-Eleven. Uh, Okay. And this one would not leave me alone. Dude, they are so aggressive. This one would not leave me alone. So I pretended like I didn't speak English. And she'd go, hello, mister. Oh, you're so handsome. And I go, tu parlez français? Français. No anglais. No anglais. And she looked at me like, kind of like, no anglais, no English. I know English. And it's finally, and I mean, every night like clockwork, the same lady boy would come to me every night because I'd go into the 7-Eleven, get a pack of cigarettes and a can of beer, down the beer outside, and then go in my hotel and go to bed. And I remember the last night I was there. This lady boy every night was, oh, Frenchie, 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 can I have money? And the last night I was there, I went, and she goes, Frenchie, Frenchie. And I said, I hate, in perfect English, I hate to tell you this, but I don't speak any English whatsoever. And the look on that lady's boy face was like, for about 5 days, I was no no for Paris. Das sound almost like I am a Frenchman. and that lady boy's eyes popped out of his head, and he had one of those what the fuck moments. Yeah, what the and I went into my hotel, took a shower, and flew out the next day. No salut anglais. No English.
That's when I would use German.
Yeah, it's on some other language. I don't speak French, but I can sort of sound like I speak French. I don't speak French. It worked. Got me out. I could dodge trouble. Got me out of a problem.
Yeah, that's that's the hilarious thing that we I experienced that they asked me if Frank can speak English.
Yeah, I
Oh.
I think all Filipinos think that foreigners speak English because that's quite surprising to me. They asked it, "Does he speak English?" That's what? Of
Well,
course he speaks English.
maybe it was the black
That's probably what
accent.
it was. Yeah, that's probably what it was. You're black, and they probably like, do blacks speak English?
Yeah, that's a good thing that if somebody wants to give you happy time, you just play with them that you don't understand them, so
Yeah,
that
because
they gonna that when you do that you don't understand, just pretend you don't understand, they're gonna leave you.
yeah. When I'm sorry, I don't speak English. I've done that to some of the people outside the supermarket. Hey, Mister, you got $1? I don't speak English. I'm sorry. Just keep walking. It works because they get that puzzled look on their face, and that's your cue. Turn around and leave. God, life is so odd. I've had such a weird life. I should write a freaking book or two or five.
Well, that's the fun of seeing the world, going
It is.
around the world, going
It
to
is.
different countries and meeting
Hmm.
different people. And I try to advise everyone to do it because
I agree.
so
Yep.
that you're not so ignorant of
Yep.
what's going on in the world and
Hmm.
finding out that we are all the same.
We are.
We're
We
all we all want the same thing
Same
out of
things.
life.
That's a man with experience right there, because you took the words right out of my mouth. All of us want the same things. We want peace, prosperity, to love and be loved.
Yep.
I mean, it
Yeah, that's
doesn't matter where you're
right.
from. Yep.
Okay, so guys, that we're already
Yeah,
we're
sorry for.
already over 3 hours, but Bob, I always enjoy talking with you. So,
Yeah, I'm a character and I
so
talk a lot, but I'm really glad to be able to speak with you, Frank, directly. Yeah.
Likewise.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll
so
go ahead and
anything you tell before we go, Bob?
bonjour. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Savez-vous
Nichts
français?
verstehen Sie. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Dile, voilà, na.
Was ist los?
Vous savez-vous Bisaya? I don't know. Well, thanks for having
Nine.
me up. 9, yeah. Thanks for having me up, guys. I'm gonna go
Oh,
use the bathroom and all that. Peace, everybody. Good to talk to you
okay.
again,
Wiedersehen.
Frank. Wiedersehen. Paalam.
So, okay, paalam. So for those on the live chat, guys, thank you so much. I really enjoy, and for those uh of course, of the full support of my mahal, my you know what's mahal, Frank? My love. So thank you so much. You know, Izzy, Puts, who else? Bruce, Tipidchi, Sis Marge, Sis Alma, who else? Doug McNeely, and all for those who's coming in my live chat. Thank you so much, guys. It's weekend, but here's the closing message to all people. Be uh give value yourself, be a respectful so that people will respect you, and be kind to one another, and make your life happy as you can. Okay, so that's all, guys, and I really appreciate your time and effort to go on my live streaming. So thank you so much, guys, and have a good weekend to everyone. I'm
Keep
gonna say
nodding.
adios. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.